You're listening to the Pine Room Podcast, the home of sports, gambling, entertainment, and whatever the hell else has gone on this week. So pull up a seat by the fire, crack open a cold one, and make sure to get your bets in. Welcome to the Pine Room.
All right, everybody, hello and welcome back to the Pine Room Podcast, episode 21. We're over the 20 episode hill. We've made it this far. We decided not to wrap up shop quite yet. We were kind of thinking about it. We had a long debate, but we're going to keep going. I think we're going to keep going. We've had some cool stuff happen this week, but we are back here in the studio. We actually had two recordings today. This morning or earlier this afternoon, we had an interview on, well, I didn't, but these guys for Better's Last Stand had an interview with Lauren the Better. She's pretty popular on social media, and she's growing her popularity to probably be somebody pretty prominent in the betting sphere. But she came on. You guys had a pretty good conversation with her.
Yeah, thanks again to Lauren for joining us. I noticed her a couple months ago. She'd been getting a lot of traction on social for sports betting picks and fantasy and things like that. And she does it in a really fun way that kind of fits in with our group. And she doesn't take herself too serious. She's sitting there telling us when she goes 0-5 like we all do, and we could laugh at each other. And we had a really good talk. So if you haven't heard that yet, be sure and check it out. Thanks to Jubb for running the cameras, doing all the audio work. He'll get that cut up and put out. Probably would have been yesterday if you're watching the show, maybe.
Yeah.
So check it out if you haven't seen it yet. And thanks again to Lauren the Better. You can follow her at Lauren the Better. She's everywhere on social.
Yeah. How did you find her there? You just happened to be...
Yeah, so I follow a bunch of just betting personalities. Just being, since I work in the industry, I feel like that obviously helps professional development when you see things and you're just people catch your eyes, your ears. If you hear them on shows, you'll check them out. And I don't use Twitter myself personally at all, but I track people on there. And in the betting world, it's the biggest social media still, even more than Instagram, TikTok. Those can be incorporated but the way that the Twitter is, you can just list things so much quicker on there. You know what I mean? So people use that a lot in the industry, and I just started seeing her popping up on all these shows, and I was like, this girl's like, she's in it for the right reasons. Like, it's fun to her. It's like a passion. And like I said, she can make fun of herself when she has bad picks.
That's what I was going to say, man.
She's drinking. She's at these books having fun, and I don't know. She just seemed like she's fit in with us.
She's just the female version of us.
Yes,
then,
exactly.
Right? That's even better.
And Jubb's dad, not to spoil it for everybody, but you already invited her here if she ever comes this way. So
where does she reside at?
She's in Texas right now, from California originally.
Okay.
But yeah,
we know with a lot of people that you see on social media that are at least people that have gained popularity. Sometimes I worry, like, if I'm going to talk to some, like, not that she's my idol, but the saying goes, like, never meet your heroes because they always let you down. But it's like, I was, you kind of are a little skeptical about how these people actually are when you talk to them. And like, I've watched a couple of those videos that you guys sent in the group text and stuff like that. And but she has an awesome personality.
Yes.
She's a very good talker. She's very good. She's very sociable.
Just down to earth. Just regular. Yeah.
One of the things that we've talked about worrying about in the future is having guests on that are very one word. And she elaborated on stuff, and she's very nice, and
yes,
she's
very enjoyable.
Got the likability, the relatability, all the stuff that we try to do, so that's even better. Good to hear. That's totally awesome.
Raider fan.
Is she? Raider in Fresno State. Yeah.
At least for this year. But
well, that's right. Hey, there you go. There you go, brother.
I'd love to see her and Nick talk about betting at the Pine Room.
I think that'd be Absolutely.
You said she's married, correct?
Married, three kids.
Yep, cute
Nick,
kids. You don't get a shot. Sorry, buddy.
Sorry, Nick. Yeah, but
she might have a friend, Nick. You never know.
We'll check. We'll send her a message to see if we got any friends.
That's good though that she can kind of make fun of herself though, because you never like people that. I never lose. That kind. But it's good that you can, and like we all do, make fun of ourselves. 100%. So it's good that she can.
You can tell she's a person who just has the passion for the fun of sports betting more than. I was right, you're always wrong, that kind of person.
Well, she's not in it. She probably knows that she can't beat Vegas.
Well,
yeah, I mean, basically she says that. Yeah,
she said very towards the beginning, because we were asking her about I forget what the question was, but she was basically saying that she knows it's just for entertainment. She's not putting she's not investing in it. Oh, that's why, because she put a poll out. What do people believe betting is, an investing opportunity or entertainment or both? And she said, like us, like the group, it's very much just entertainment.
Okay.
Yeah. So
if you want it to be both.
Right. Yeah. That's called wishful thinking.
Yes.
That's exactly. Yes. And actually, Jared, I agree with you. People that are able to laugh at themselves, to me, is such a huge trait for people, because people that take themselves so serious, and I don't care what line of work you're in or whatever the case might be, but I tell you what, those people live a miserable life. If you can't laugh at yourself.
It's funny, we were just talking about, right before we got on air, well, two things. So and it goes back to last week, is self-awareness. It's just being able to know that you're self-aware. Are you talking
about the person I said we're paying for her scooter and her food and all that stuff too?
Yeah. But then again, like, people that wake up on the wrong side of the bed every day, just to
That's a very valid point, Jubber.
Yeah. But
they set out their day just to see who I can fuck with.
Yeah.
You know what? Fuck you.
Thankfully, that is nobody here.
Exactly.
And if you're going to come up here and you are one of those people, you can fuck off. So
I like to think we have a better. We can kind of read people better than that.
Yes,
we
sir.
won't let anybody infiltrate our group that doesn't fit in.
No, sir.
But Lauren the Better, definitely, just to wrap
Very
that up,
much so.
she would fit in very well here. So she's invited anytime.
Good work, guys. That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you, Lauren.
She's got the invite. So it's an exclusive thing.
Yes,
Some kind of big cricket on the desk.
Well, here's the deal.
I might have wounded him. I think I wounded him.
Oh no,
he's crawling towards Benito Santiago.
That wouldn't be good.
What was that?
I said if we left that up to your dad from a standpoint of who all is allowed up here, I think we would run into problems. There would be no exclusivity.
It'd be like Kennywood. There'd be like 100 people. The very first episode, I had to cut it out.
Who's got a ticket? Who's got a ticket?
Yeah, I think I mentioned it last week. The first episode, he said, anybody listen to this, feel free to stop up. You can't do that.
We'll have all of we on up here.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Well, my mom and I were just talking about the other day. We were like, we're gonna have to install security cameras here, because people want to get an exclusive look.
They might come steal James Harrison off the desk.
Don't mess with James Harrison.
We got a new shed, a new addition to the Pine Room back here. You
really nice.
Can't see it, but it's off to the side here, so it's under lock and key.
It's basically the Pine Room.
No, don't turn it. The Soup's over there gonna turn it, and that'll ruin the whole thing.
He got a Subway salad in his hand. He's gonna operate the camera at the same time.
Yeah, it's basically the Pine Room podcast shed.
Yeah, might be a studio, might be my bedroom, might be a bunch of stuff. I don't know.
Do you guys still got your tree house?
Oh no,
is that done?
Jared's been burning that for the whole summer.
Yeah, that was my project over the past few weeks. I cut it down and burned it.
Okay, gotcha.
It is now in the atmosphere.
Yes,
which is great.
We have a lot of
Save the
members in that
ozone.
tree house.
Yes,
but great interview with Lauren the Better. We went off a little tangent there, but great interview with her. You can check that out. That'll be up. It might be out Wednesday, but since Better's Last Stand comes out tomorrow, well, yesterday when you hear this, it might come out tomorrow, which would be Friday. So we might do a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday thing. So it depends. I don't know. We'll see what turns out. Anyway,
stay tuned.
Yeah.
Anyway, a couple things to go through. We have a live show at Scaffidi's. That is tomorrow.
Yesterday, when you hear this.
Well, Jesus. Yeah. I guess you won't see this, so I guess there's no point in me telling you this right now.
Yeah. We talked about it last
week.
Hopefully it went well.
It went really, really well. It went great. It went great. We had a great time. No, I don't know.
Thousands of people showed up.
Yes.
Thousands.
Yeah.
Kids didn't give one-word answers.
No.
It was great. Right. Perfect.
Please.
Audio was ecstatic. It was great. It was amazing.
Oh, we just nixed everything.
Exactly.
We just nixed everything.
Scaffidi's might just fall over tomorrow.
Jared got Taylor's number, so everything's perfect. He's a good night.
Oh my gosh! Yeah,
she was chemical engineer.
Yeah,
chemical engineer. She's a smart one.
She's a little too advanced for us.
It's gonna be a zip.
Yeah.
A zip.
Akron zip.
Anyway, I keep saying that. I gotta stop saying anyway.
Anyway.
Anyhow.
So what else we got going on?
Well, we had an awesome show yesterday.
We did
on a live show, which is pretty cool. Again, Job, you've been mentioning this for a while, I guess for a couple weeks now, but we were lucky enough to be on the Watchdog yesterday. A few of us were in the studio. It was really cool, 2 to 3. It'll be like that every Monday, at least until we get fired. But so far we did well enough. I guess we've got some good feedback, but it was fun. We talked just about how the Pine Room became what it is now, and what we're going to be doing on the show at the local sports concentration, high school, college, and a little pro. Just kind of set the table for people, kind of an appetizer for, as your dad was saying.
Radio is it's such a different beast because you're like it's so. This obviously we can say what we want right now.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about that. Like, you can't really just say what you want.
Well, there was a fuck button that you could hit, but Kayleen said, "Please don't test it. The thing's been acting up." I was like, "We're not gonna do it, guys. We're not gonna embarrass ourselves the first time."
Being on radio,
everybody was well behaved. I was a little worried a few times, but everybody was good.
We have a tendency to have a few words slip up here.
I was really I was pretty concerned, kind of when things you could tell. So at the beginning, which goes with everything, even this when we first started, you could kind of tell you guys started to relax the longer it went on. Like towards the end, you could tell you were loosening up.
I think the hardest part for me in kind of being the host or whatever, it wasn't that I was nervous to talk or anything. It was I didn't want to mess up like communicating with Lola, who did an awesome job, and you were in there too. That was what I was worried about. It's like was I going to start to talk too quick, or did I talk over the music, or when I started was I not on? So once I get more comfortable with that, I feel like it'll flow pretty well. But everybody did pretty good, I thought.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. And I think when you're on the radio, like obviously, again, like we said, we could say anything here, but I kind of felt like I could, I was holding, not that I was holding back, like I just had a different feel that I wasn't going to say.
Like Jub said, you're directly talking to someone at the time, too, which is a
like I didn't have anything in my mind that wanted me to cuss.
Well, and kind of a thing which I think I mentioned, oh, Jesus.
Porky pig, yeah.
I did that last week. It's probably these. It's probably not a good thing. But
heroin in a can.
And it's gone.
His heart rate's through the roof right now.
But what I was saying is there's kind of an energy, and I felt it back when and I told these guys that I felt it when I was in the studio yesterday. There's kind of an energy when you're in the studio at a live, like when you're on live air for radio, there's kind of an energy that you have. You're getting ready to go on the air, coming off the air. There's kind of an energy knowing that there's somebody listening to you on the other side. Like with this, it's great. This is the unbelievable thing to be doing right now, but obviously we know nobody's listening to this live.
Things can be edited.
Yeah, and I can cut things out. But like even it wasn't even a fear. It was more of just like we're live right now. And we had it back in high school. We had a show called Happy Talk, which is we recorded or broadcast at the end of the day in Mr. Nolte's room, and we would talk to the whole school, and it actually did pretty well. Like we had the whole school listen at the end of the day. We had Central listen to it at the end of the day. It was fun, and it just you start to get like after we recorded, I was like, I want to go back on. I want to get back on the radio right now, and I felt that when I came out of the studio yesterday. I was like, I want to get back in there right now.
That's super cool though. Well, I'm very critical, and I'm very much a realist, and I'll be honest, listening into it, I think you guys all truly did a phenomenal job. I don't think anybody would be able to listen to that first show and be like, God, this is the first time these guys have ever done this. And I'm being real. And like I told, I forget who it was, I would say, you know what, maybe we need to improve a little bit on this. And here's the deal. There's definitely room for growth. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, totally.
But for a first time on a live radio show, I'll be honest, you guys hit it out of the park. So congratulations.
Well, thanks, Jeff.
Thanks. Good to hear that.
We told Jub to tell us what we were doing wrong, because I know, even though people have given us good feedback, and thanks to Rocky and Kayleen and Howard again for what they did to set that up for us, but it's like you don't want people to tell you did too well too soon. Like we always say that. Yeah. But I'll never really think that, because I'm always thinking there's a way to improve no matter what. And I know Jub feels the same way.
Yeah, I'm a very glass half
I'm never,
empty.
To me, even though you strive for perfection, you really never get there. So we'll just continue to get better at it. And thanks for anybody that listens.
I mean, even right now, I mean, we've been doing this for 21 episodes, which is how many? That's like what, 4 or 5 months now.
Yeah.
And I still don't feel like we're doing near as best we could be doing right now.
Not even close. And I think we even talked about it. We talked about
Evie disagrees.
Yeah. She did disagree,
or maybe she agreed.
But I think we're all real with each other. What, a couple weeks ago we talked about, I was listening to one of the shows. I'm like, man, I think that's the best one we've done in a couple weeks. And I think we're all very real that way. I mean, I think we have good shows and we have bad shows. And we even said the River City situation. That wasn't our best performance.
Absolutely
We walked out of there. We knew that it wasn't our best performance. And you know what? At the end of the day, that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. As long as we're self-aware to be able to grow. Yeah. And you know what? We're all willing to do that. I think we'll be fine.
Yeah, like there's no way any of us would have came out of River City or yesterday saying that was perfect. We couldn't have done anything better. but which is a good thing because we're going to learn from it. And
Yeah, 100%.
We're going to just keep getting better.
It goes for everything.
Cheers to
It
that
goes for
shit.
everything in life. It goes
true,
for
though.
everything in life.
Without a doubt.
No matter-
Team sports, everything.
No matter what you do, you're never going to be as best as you can be. I mean, I'm
always learn.
wrong in some circumstances, but you can.
There's
always,
not many people that can say they were the absolute best at everything. Definitely not LeBron. Michael Jordan probably could, but yeah.
What was Champ
Oh,
saying?
boy.
I'm not the best, but there's no one better.
There it is, right?
What was I going to say? Oh, I think we should get a shirt that just says "I'm self-aware" and that it's stamped. It's stamped by the Pine Room.
That's a great.
That is a
shirt.
great idea.
I do like that.
No, what was our first shirt supposed to be, though?
He ain't good.
He ain't good.
We ain't good. And then with the Pine Room stamp on the back.
There we go.
I like the stamp
The
idea.
stamp.
He
Yeah,
is good.
stamped official
You get
Pine
our
Room.
approval.
Yes. That is a
It's
great
just,
idea.
yeah, just self-aware, stamped by the.
We can have that stamp for the line of people that try to come into the pine room.
Yeah. Instead of like when they get in generations, you stamp them.
Yeah.
It just says self-aware.
Actually, that's the one thing that I need to get off my ass and buy some gear, so I apologize. But I think that's the coolest part about our stuff is on the back of the shirts, how they
Yeah.
have the emblem.
I-
That is a great idea.
I threw that low in there.
The tag is a
super
huge
cool.
thing.
I
It
did
is a
that
huge
in there.
thing. That was a great
we
idea.
talked about that,
Yes.
how it's like it's small enough to where like it makes you want to look at it and
Yes.
see what it is.
100%.
Because I was looking at those shirts, and when I put the Pine Room Podcast logo on there, I was like, well, if we're gonna start putting different umbrella stuff out, the Pine Room Studios, that's across the board, so that's got to be somewhere. I was gonna put it on the sleeve,
yeah.
but
That's the other option.
It was more expensive
Yeah.
or whatever.
Hey, just keep switching it up.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
It's
I'm glad
phenomenal. It's
it went
great
well.
branding.
So
idea.
go buy a shirt from the
Yeah.
store.
Yes,
PineRoomShop.com.
we talked
More
about
merch coming soon.
Yeah, we talked about on Better's Last Stand. Yeah,
Hey, and that's another thing. Sorry to interrupt you, but it just dawned on me. Lauren actually brought that up. She checked out our store and
Oh, she
said
did?
you guys had sweet swag. Yeah, while you were setting up before the show started, she was telling us like you guys are like really professional. You got your own store with awesome swag. So her and Coach made a bet of the UCLA win total. So if Coach wins and they go over the 8, then she's got to send him a Fresno State shirt. And if she wins and they stay under the 8, then he's sending her a
Pine Room
shirt. Yeah.
Oh, I love the banner back and forth. That's
Yes.
fucking beautiful.
It's good
yeah,
stuff.
It's totally
Yep.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna we talked on Better's Last Stand about putting because we have a lot of casual wear. We're thinking about putting maybe a polo shirt on there, something a little more.
I would love that.
Like a little, with a little.
Cool, you can wear it on the
I
golf
was just
course.
gonna say,
That's what he's
You
thinking.
mean like okay.
I would love that.
Hey, why don't you get a Pine Room
might-
golf glove too? You can put the logo on there.
Please, oh my God, I'd
That's
love that.
that's a good topic that you just said that. So when I say polo shirt, what do you think about?
Polo shirt. It is a collar with 3 buttons.
Okay.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Tennis shirt.
Same thing.
Yeah, polo.
No,
like a
He
collar shirt.
said that a polo shirt is just a shirt with the polo logo.
Let me defend myself. Okay, that's not what I was thinking. That was on vacation, right?
Yeah, because Boss said
I told Boss my polo shirt, and as I was showing her, it was the one with the polo on it.
Right. And I have
So,
some of those. You got polos with polos on.
Yeah,
it.
so like when I was talking to her about a polo shirt, she should have known what I was talking about. That
Well,
was
I thought it was. She said, "Do you have a polo shirt?" And you said, "Yes." As in,
yeah, but like she packed my stuff, so she knows what was in it.
well,
Hold on. TV timeout.
Oh boy.
TV timeout.
Oh boy.
Oh man,
Hold on.
that's
Let's hold on real quick. Let's talk about that. So you truly had no idea what was actually in your bags before you got that?
I knew it was in it. She doesn't like when I pack it because my stuff gets wrinkled, so she packs it.
As
for
Oh,
me.
so she just like he had it set aside. She folded it and put it in
Yeah,
there neatly.
Okay. All right, that's a big difference.
Yeah,
All right,
she,
all right.
like she didn't go into your closet and pick out. Yeah,
just like a-
you had it set out.
he opened it. He opened it up on vacation.
He had no idea what would be in there.
It's like Christmas. Like Christ, I wanted this to come.
Yeah.
all new clothes.
This is awesome.
But anyway, yeah. So maybe polo shirts in the in the shop. Maybe
Good move.
polo stuff. I thought about doing one more, some kind of different Pine Room, different logos. I got some stuff in the works. So keep.
We
an
need to,
eye.
you know, we
I'm
need a
gonna
crew. I was gonna say we need a crew neck.
Well, yeah,
I like
that
a
was.
cr- I'm a
I
big
think it
crew
was
neck guy.
the next 3 that I was gonna think about putting in was a polo shirt, a crew neck, and then there are just like the regular shorts, like regular shorts.
Yeah, I'm gonna go bankrupt, man.
Yeah.
You keep putting all this stuff in there.
I had to call the place yesterday because people were getting. This isn't a horrible thing, but people were getting double orders,
Doubles.
but they're not getting charged for it.
Well, I just
yeah.
bought some, so wait a couple days.
No, I guarantee you'll get two.
Did they get it figured out?
No, I called her and she said you'll have to send me a bunch of info. So I told her I'd call her back, and then I forgot last night.
Is it charging double?
No, people just getting double
Just getting
stuff.
Let's leave it like
That's
that.
why I gave you guys those shirts the other day.
Tell the fan, go buy stuff now while you can.
We're gonna bankrupt that. We're gonna bankrupt the supplier.
She was probably glad I called her.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe it was in the because you and Jared are twins, and they just gave you a twin of everything.
They
It's the
knew,
twin
yeah.
deal.
Our,
Buy
both
one,
of
get
our
one
names
free.
were in there.
I would be great with it if we're not fitting the bill.
Hey.
What else do we have going on? Other than the live show, we have other than the radio show, we have another live show happening at Generations that's tentative right now. I think we're still good to go, right, Sue?
Next Wednesday.
We're still good to go on next Wednesday. It's a high
17th?
school.
Is that right?
Yeah, the 17th.
High school football show. Soup will come on here and read some of the names when we get into sports. But we got a couple schools coming in with a couple players, all their coaches. So they're going to come in and
that one should be pretty good, I think, that one, at Generations.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say it was supposed to be on Thursday on our burger night, but still it'll be all
Well, that's
right.
because they all got scrimmages, I guess.
Yeah,
anyway.
Well, I agree. I think we're taking a leap of faith right here going up north. We don't have really a brand up in the Steubenville area, so really we're trying to grow our brand up there. But I agree. I think our show tomorrow is going to be phenomenal. But do I think that probably it'll be a little bit more populated at Generations because
Yes.
we're local? 100%.
Because all our drunken regular groupies will be out to support us too.
Right. We're like Lewis and Clark, making a little trek
up
north,
the river.
expanding our borders.
I think it's great.
Christopher Columbus.
Hit a home run.
Yeah,
Sacagawea is on board with us.
We're not sailing that far.
Sacagawea. But yeah, we're gonna go up. We're gonna be up at Scafiti's yesterday, so hopefully that went well. Then Generations, which will be on next Wednesday, so you get to, if you want to come and check us out, go check out what's going on high school football wise. What's going to happen is they're going to be more production wise, so we're going to have them for recording. I know at the live events I record them, but it's more so for my sake if I want to cut any highlights out, because they're, I thought about it more so that there are kind of some legal issues with that. So I mean, unless we have to sign documents for everybody that comes into the building.
Oh, wow, never thought about it. Good call, dude.
Yeah, so I'm not going to we'll put highlights and stuff out, but but those, for instance, we're going to.
So if there was somebody in witness protection in there, it's like if you've ever went to a. We used to do things at West Liberty when I worked there when Coach Crutchfield was a coach, and we'd make to the Elite Eight, and we would go to schools and meet the kids, and the guys would like read to them, and I would take photos and videos and stuff for our social media and for our website. And the principal, every time we would go, she would say who's doing the photographing, and if there was a kid in there that was like maybe in witness protection, there's parents or something, they're like, this kid can't be in a photo. I was like, okay, cool.
I'm glad you guys thought about this, because I'll be honest with you, that stuff.
I'd have been in there just filming everything.
Oh my God, there's so and so. And the next night, there he is, gunned down outside of his car.
Oh my God.
Like,
horrible.
We found Whitey Balger.
Sam Giancano got
Balger
the
there.
gang got him. Yeah, Whitey Balger.
Well, yeah, that's like when we interviewed the Mountaineer a couple months ago. We had to get a release from her, but we still haven't got it.
That one I'm not sure about because she's on TV every week.
I don't understand that. Yeah, we interviewed her.
Interesting. That's probably a property of the university.
Yeah, maybe they thought she might say something she was like,
or like that you guys were going to video her doing a keg stand or something. But probably would make the people proud down there.
Yeah, absolutely.
They don't even go to class. I mean, that's all they do is drink anyway.
But thank God for our legal team; they'll take care of all that.
Yeah,
Right.
Everybody, all the guys on retainer.
Maybe someday we'll be lucky enough to have those problems, right?
But yeah, so that is going to be more production wise. So it's basically like we're going to these places and using them as a kind of a studio, kind of. So obviously there's going to be a crowd and stuff, but we're going to be stuff will be recorded, just who's on the set. So we don't have to worry about the crowd. So that'll be out, and you can watch that on on social media and go see your son or
check out your favorite high school athletes. That's representing your teams.
Yeah,
it should be fun.
And it's going to be we're going to try to keep it light, get into some detail. I know
some fun questions, right?
Yeah, I bet the questions are going to be hilarious.
Yeah,
I think if we get the answers we're looking for, it's going to be awesome.
I think it should be good. Some of those,
oh boy.
I know if I got out those questions, I'd be laughing my ass off.
I got picked when some guys went for Post 1 down to do it at I think News 7.
Channel 7.
Channel 7. They got to go down and they asked some of the similar questions on the news. And somebody asked a couple of our teammates, who would you most want in a fight during a brawl? And they picked me. I don't
remember that. I was on like Sunday Night Sports Show with Jordan Kramer.
And I've never been to fight in my life.
I wonder if Jordan watches us in Tennessee or wherever she's at now. now. I know she misses you guys.
Yeah.
She got jealous because you like Rob Metzger better than her.
Oh my gosh, that was a disaster.
She was so mad.
I gave Rob Metzger a hug, and she was not happy with me.
Outside the Post One dugout down in Bridgeport. She's like, your cousin likes Rob better than me. I was like, oh, okay.
I do love Rob Metzger. He's unbelievable.
Well, Jordan was awesome
and
too.
she was good too.
Yep.
Yeah,
I made sure I gave Jordan a hug first.
I bet you did.
I bet so.
Actually,
Jared.
speaking of baseball, did you guys see Little League World Series? There's a lot of stuff flying around on social media right now. Little League World Series, kid accidentally hit a kid in the head. Kid went right down to the ground. Obviously,
Like,
shell-shocked him.
Ball off bat?
I apologize. He threw the pitch.
Okay. Gotcha.
Kid went immediately down. It did not catch him in any of his body parts.
like
So through the helmet?
The ear hole.
Okay.
Where people are bitching about it is, so when he got his scruples and was able to get down first base line, the pitcher was pretty emotional about it, meaning just from a standpoint, he was a little bit worried about the kid.
Yeah.
And I guess once the kid got down to the first base, he realized, and they were still kind of giving the kid time to get his scruples and this and that, he realized the pitcher was emotional about it. So during the timeout, he ended up going up to the pitcher on the pitcher's mound, and they kind of embraced, for lack of better terms.
Yeah.
And people are truly busting balls, just talking about from a standpoint of when I played Little League, that's not what we did, blah, 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 this and that. I guess from you guys, because obviously we got a lot of college baseball players on this set. What's your guys' honest opinion?
No, whoever is saying that is just trying to be a tough guy.
Yeah, that's how I
bullshitter.
feel about it.
That to me makes me really happy hearing that, because
Me too.
I always, as a pitcher, if I hit anybody, I would always just make it a point to just not go up and embrace them, but just say, hey, you good?
You didn't hug everybody you hit?
Yeah, but I mean, like, if I hit anybody in the ear, I would absolutely be upset about it. Because I mean, because I watched,
kill the guy.
He got hit in the head when we were in.
I remember this. I wasn't
Mustang,
there, but I remember that.
and it was like
Scary.
It was
Yeah,
not
it
good.
was definitely
It was not good.
scary. I don't think I ever got any hugs
No
or
love?
anything.
No
No.
love?
And
No.
I find it, and kudos to the kids for doing that, because
Yeah.
you don't see that a lot these days anymore. The people have enough respect for that. It doesn't make you weak by doing that. Like
No.
it doesn't make you weak at all, and it is good to see that kids actually have a conscience.
And especially the kid didn't mean to hit him in the ear, so it's not like it. And even if he'd meant to hit him, he definitely didn't mean to hit him in the ear, and it's got to work him up.
Years ago, and I have a problem with the Little League World Series. I liked it better, Jeff, when we were kids, when it was just the two games that were on TV, like the American Final and the International. These kids are on TV now, and then they're subjected to this. Like when Jarrett got hit, and nobody was there seeing him, they're caring about him because he wasn't on TV.
Yeah.
If you'd have been on TV, I don't know. I think it puts the kids in a bad spot. They're not ready for that kind of spotlight. They shouldn't have to get criticized for being
Doing something
sportsmanlike.
good.
Yeah,
doing something good.
one of the few good things about youth athletics that we've seen recently. So
that's what
They're kids.
Yeah, I was gonna say they always forget that about Little League and younger sports.
Oh,
That they're just
parents.
kids playing a game.
Well, I tell you what, I think at the end of the day, I feel like that's always been there with the Little League World Series, meaning guys, and even when kids are hitting home runs, the third baseman's putting out his hand to congratulate him on the way through.
Yeah.
I know even, did you guys go to Cooperstown?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
I never went to Cooperstown, actually.
It was the same situation at Cooperstown. I mean, they honestly, kids were kind of happy for each other. They were all friends. They were exchanging pins. They're local. I mean, I think at the end of the day, that's kind of the platform what that's made for.
Yeah, but that's the thing, though. Like in Little League World Series and like these regionals, these kids don't know. They're like, why would they ever have any bad blood against anybody?
animosity towards-
They've never met
That's a good
not
anyone.
from the
point.
same
That's a
area.
great point,
They have no
They have
rivals.
no clue who these kids are, and then like sometimes then you play like kids from different countries. I mean, there's no reason for anybody to have any bad. They're just kids. Again, they're just kids having fun playing baseball.
And for somebody trying to be tough, saying that's not what you did in Little League, you know what that just means? You were a piece of shit. That's what it means.
They
Where
probably
your
got
parents
cut.
were.
yeah, you're right, Coles. They probably did get
probably
cut.
got
They
cut.
probably never even played anyway.
Now, most of those people, like you said last week, Job, or maybe a couple weeks ago, about the people that just tweet, take shots at people. when they're
Keyboard
just-
warriors.
Yeah, there's a lot of those.
People
out
that
there.
think like that love Michael Jordan.
Good try, Coles. I don't know if that applies.
Shots
Jeez.
fired.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's kind of like a perception of even like college sports. Like, I mean, obviously that we have rivals. Like when like I played at Westlip, but like I'm not like when a kid gets to like second base or third base wherever I'm playing. I didn't like say hey, fuck you, dude. Like I would always spark up a conversation. I'd be like, hey, what's up, man? Like, where you from? Like.
Did Say hate you guys when you guys were beating him in Pinto?
He might have.
Yeah, that probably wasn't very.
Or maybe that would have been Mustang. That wasn't Pinto. I don't
No,
think.
that was Pinto.
Was it Pinto?
100%.
Okay.
Well, I always felt like, and I think I've said this on the show before. Everybody used to always say, it's just Pinto baseball. Like that is truly the furthest fucking thing that is. It's just Pinto baseball. It's like the world's gonna crash and burn if you don't win the Little League World Series.
Yeah. And that's even intensified since these guys play. It's gotten even worse.
Well, I think I told Luke, because Luke and I had a conversation about, because he's umpiring now, and I told him the younger you get in baseball and any sport really, the worse it is. The more serious it gets, the lower you get into age. In Pinto, by far the worst experience I have ever had umpiring a game ever. We had 5 ejections at the Pinto League World Series.
It's just insane. I mean, you have kids running to third base instead of first after hitting Pinto.
They hit the ball, they don't know where to go.
Yeah, we're complaining about stuff.
Well, because at that age, everybody thinks that their son is going to be the next
Mike Trout. Yeah.
I hope that I'm giving permission to, should any this blow up down the line, if I ever have kids and they're playing Pinto or whatever kind of sport, and I ever act like a dick, you have full permission to anybody that's watching this to beat the fuck out of me.
Oh my god!
Because it's unacceptable. It's just unacceptable.
It is.
And it just sets a horrible what's the example for kids.
Yeah.
It just
all right. So you know what? I'm going to ask a dirty question now. Our boy on that isn't on the set all the time, but is obviously here every Saturday.
Nicholas,
what would he say about this right now?
Oh, he would
agree. Absolutely.
He hates parents.
Parents.
Well, no. I apologize. The interaction of hitting a kid in the ear hole, and then what would he say about that? Because he's
Nick
a traditionalist.
tough,
He's a traditionalist,
but he's this big softy though. He is.
I think I think he would be on our stance. Maybe not.
I think he would respect that, but like when people high five each other after giving up a home run, he would.
Oh no, that part. I'm with him on that. I don't like the whole trading jerseys crap and all the stuff that goes on in college and pro sports.
I hate the kid in the head, sure, but if I give up a home run, I'm not going to go congratulate the guy.
Exactly.
Absolutely not.
No.
Yeah,
sends a bad message to your team.
Yeah, right.
But then again, if it comes down to personal health, then everybody's well-being, sportsmanship goes a long way. 100%. And if you don't think that, you're just an asshole. So yeah. But
all right.
Anyway, let's take a quick break. Get Soup on here after he just ate his
dinner.
Subway.
Him and Evie were eating dinner over there.
Yeah, they're having a little Lady in the Tramp moment.
It was cute though. Fuck, it was cute.
Very good, Joel.
Yeah. All right. Okay, we'll be right back. Welcome back to the Pine Room Podcast, episode 21. 1 after 20. As if you wouldn't. Wow, I am really
being a math teacher?
I am really kicking it off today. Anyway, we got some sports to talk about today. I know we're if you want to learn more about sports betting and sports in general, because I've learned a shit ton, go watch Bettor's Last Stand, which would have come out yesterday when you see this. That's underneath the Pine Room Podcast on YouTube. All the spaces where we put out our podcast, so Apple Play, Spotify, anywhere where you can find our podcast, you can find Bettor's Last Stand. We just recorded episode 4 last night. You guys talked about...
Yeah, we did the Big Ten and the AFC South. That were our concentrations, among other things, but those were our main focus.
Yeah. You might start having to write the little bios about the show episodes, because I try to do them to sound like I know what I'm talking about, and I have no idea. But anyway, we recorded that. So if you want to learn more about sports betting and sports in general, go watch Bettor's Last Stand. Like we said, we just had a nice interview with Lauren the Better. That's on underneath all the Pine Room stuff, so you can go check that out. 2 weeks ago, we had a little rain out, so we had to catch up on some stuff this past week. So you can hear the cicadas going. That means there's rain nearby. But anyway.
It's raining in Mingo, I think.
Yeah, you know what they do.
Let it rain.
Let it rain.
Shout out the dog for that one.
Yes. They listen, don't they?
Yeah.
Which
Dog and
great.
Lou, yeah.
I keep on giving him a lot of love, but did you guys just see the come across the feed on our group text? Nardoni's only single bets. Single bets.
How many times have we
I was
heard
going to
this?
say, how many times I'm never gambling again. I'm waiting.
Last night he gave out another nice winner with the Blue Jays. That was a good one.
Let's go O's. Here's the cool part about it. The one thing that I give that fucker, man, he does put himself out there.
Yeah, he does.
From a standpoint, he does
leaves himself exposed.
And you know what? He don't don't give a fuck. You talk about being able to laugh at yourself.
He's all
why we love
offense,
him.
no defense.
There's legit.
That first 10-star, I'm looking forward to this so much. When
Running
he goes
around the tree.
sprinting around these trees, I don't care what that 10-star is. I'm hammering it.
We got some. You
Speak
guys
for
mentioned it.
yourself.
You guys mentioned it on the radio yesterday. Was that? I mean, this is just the, and I've said it a bunch of times. This is just the tip of the iceberg as far as the actual Pine Room.
Yeah.
So you'll get to see all that crazy stuff. And
What's the early odds on Nick eating shit running around the tree?
He almost got. I think that walkway you put in is going to help those
Yeah, I
footing.
don't know, but
when I don't know if it gets icy.
He might
Maybe,
catch
yeah, but it was muddy there sometimes, and he almost fell a few times.
I think I don't know about you, and then we can get in this whole debate, and he's not here to defend it right now. But
that makes it even fucking
That's
better.
my favorite. I love when he can't defend himself.
Well, I'm
out
not
here.
talking about Nick, but I'm talking about my dad wants to put out, our coach wants to put the cover on the Pine Room, and I am so against that. It's not even.
What do you mean put a cover?
He wants to put a roof over top the seating and over top the deck. And
so when it rains or there's like sleeting,
because
we
think
can sit out
Can
there.
it be retractable? Because I love when the snow's coming down.
that's what I say. I think
I agree,
I
Sue.
think.
Yeah.
I think it's going to take away. It's going to.
Agreed, Jared.
I think it'll take
Wait,
away.
so all of you guys are with me?
I'm against it.
yeah, no, I'm against the
don't
roof.
put that
I'm for it.
Here's what I will tell you. I do like the idea. I like the retractable idea because I think it is kind of nice if we're having a bad weather day to be able to get nestled in. Like rain isn't, and even right now, a light rain doesn't hinder us because those pine trees do help us.
Yeah.
a good
Exactly,
bit.
yeah.
Definitely.
But I'm not opposed. But if I had to listen to me, if I had to vote, unfortunately, I'd probably go against Mark.
I'm with you.
Because I like the snow.
Well,
I do
and
like
here's
the
the
snow.
thing.
We're like in a fucking a globe out there
Yeah,
someday.
And I think, and he's gonna rip on me the next time that he hears this. Is I think that being out in the open is that's the whole Pine Room.
Yeah, if I wanted to sit under a roof and watch 8 TVs, I'd go to TJ's.
Yeah.
Well, the thing was the other day when you guys got rain for Better's last stand,
Yeah,
he said
yeah,
he got
that
pissed
said
and he said I don't care what you guys say, I'm building this fucking roof.
Well, if you make it retractable, I'm all in for that.
But Jesus, how are we gonna make it a retractable
I don't know. You
roof?
built every fucking thing else here. You,
Yeah, but it doesn't move.
Got to get a crank and like, ooh,
Everything stays where it
pulley
is.
system.
I'm just picturing all the heat getting in there when it's
Yeah.
cold, and I don't have
Yeah,
to wear
see,
these
he
big
likes
ass jackets.
Floridians.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Floridians, right?
okay. What about when it's 85 degrees out and he wants to make it a clear roof so that sun baking through you like a
Ew.
greenhouse?
Ooh, I don't like that.
That would be
I'm gonna
horrible.
set on fire sitting there.
Yeah.
That'd be terrible.
Yeah.
Job, we haven't talked about this yet. For college football Saturday mornings, what's our production going to look like?
I got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, that's-
Basically, I guess I can tell you this is what the plan is we are going to have our regular Saturdays, which are pillar to post from what, like 10 to 10 to.
What time's Nick show up here? 10:30.
Nick's
He's usually the first guy
Nick's
here.
always the first one at like. probably-
I can't be the first one because I got to work.
Yeah, so
unfortunately,
we
in the
probably
morning.
go 10 to 10 on a usual day. So about 12 hours of
Mayhem.
of betting and drinking and
Mayhem.
mayhem. 12 hours of
Chaos,
The
whatever.
Pine Room. 12 hours of mayhem. There you go.
So
But-
much fun though. God, it's so much fun.
Such a blast. And basically what is going to happen is, or at least the plan for right now is we're going to throughout the day kind of give semi-live or as best we can do stuff, little looks inside the Pine Room, and we might bring a few guys out at the desk every now and then to talk about some stuff, and that'll go out on social media. Then you'll see all a recorded highlight tape of what actually happens in the Pine Room. So like if like Soup just mentioned, Nick running around a tree for a 10-star, so you'll get to see that kind of stuff, all kinds of the crazy stuff that goes on inside the actual Pine Room itself, and that'll be kind of cut into a highlight tape every like Tuesday that after the Saturday, after the weekend. So you'll get to see that, which is kind of exciting and kind of the
meat.
Yeah,
the meat.
I'm really excited for our first hold 'em on a third down.
Yeah, you'll get to learn all the chants. And
Can't burn them up though too early.
Chants,
Yeah.
songs.
So we've had we've been very blessed. We've had a lot of support. We're 21 episodes in. People have given us a lot of great feedback. But in your guys' honest opinion, will people like what we're doing now better, or are they going to like what they see on Saturdays?
What they're about to see on Saturday.
I
is
think
not
what
even
they're-
close.
I think it depends on the
yeah,
viewer.
I think it depends.
Yeah.
I think so.
Well, I guess it's not like this is going away.
No, but that's a good point.
Because I
That'd be
picture
funny to see.
there's going to be times like if all of us are on the same game, say we need Georgia to cover, and they're kicking a last-second field goal, and we're all over there, people are going to eat that up because everyone can relate to that. Everyone can relate to this type of stuff, but when half the country's on Georgia minus 5.5 and the field goal put them up 6, I mean, and we're all cheering for it, that's people are going to love that.
I think that's what we're going to have to focus on a little bit more is everybody being on the same page every now and then. Not every bet, obviously, but like having a couple bets where everybody's together on something. I feel like
the amount of bets we play, so there's a good chance.
There's going to be some overlap for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Besides Jeff and Coach, there'll be.
Because you guys are always the opposite way.
It's not purposeful either. That's honestly, I think I just get over here later, and him and Nick are kind of cohabitate conspiring together.
They go right to Matt's pub table, and they stand there and trade picks for about a half an hour.
Beginning with Kansas.
Yeah,
they do. It's funny. It's like because nobody else really sees that probably except for me and maybe sometimes Jubb is that Nick gets here with my dad, and they go to the table, and he goes all through all his, then my dad goes through his, and it's like. It literally is like a conference of like you would really think
Smith and Wesson.
Something really serious is going on.
Game plan.
They're literally
watching film.
Actually, my favorite thing with your dad, though, I'm not gonna lie, is him putting it on fucking cue cards.
It's
like
on his
card. And then all of a sudden you're like, "Fuck, where's my guy?"
He loves his note cards.
He does.
Well, I don't know who it was, but one time we were up here, someone had their picks written on a paper plate.
Yeah, that was Champ. That's Champ. Yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
He didn't have a pen or paper.
It's funny because every time towards the end of the night, I always end up burning that plate.
Styrofoam plate.
Yeah. But you get to see that. That's all coming out within the next 2 weeks. No, not within the next 2 weeks, but after 2 weeks from now. Not high school football, college football starts, and my dad keeps saying it's like Christmas. So
it is too.
Yeah. So anyway,
It's like
God damn it, I got a kid staying. Anyway, sports. What do we want to talk about today?
I don't know. Again, I was the lone man on the PRP picks again.
Matt's week.
God. Well, I'll tell you what. If you followed me the last 2 weeks, you weren't doing too bad. We were 7-9 this week, but a couple of those were pretty good plus money returns. I started out like 0-6. I rallied big on Saturday and Sunday.
What's that put you in 2 weeks? Because you were 11.
What was that last week?
You were 11-6.
Yeah, I think I did pretty well. 11-5, 11-6. So yeah, I mean, I'm probably 18 and probably
Jared,
a little over 500.
What?
Tweet them out. You said you went on a roll.
Well, I did, but Jubb did the picks. He did the graphic at 4 in the morning.
You sent me them at 11 a.m. on Friday, and I always put them out.
It was
on
by
Thursday
midnight
night.
Thursday, Jared.
Well,
you got to have them
I had
submitted.
to wait because usually you don't get it. You don't put them out.
You got to tell me that.
Right.
I did tell you that.
Lack of communication.
I had to wait because the lines didn't come out till that morning.
Brotherly love.
Gotta love it.
You told me that on Friday, but you didn't tell me that the night before.
Well, I didn't expect you to do them at 4 a.m.
4 in the morning, yeah.
That's right in his wheelhouse.
I always do them. I always do them.
What time are you going to bed tonight?
I probably won't go.
Hold on. What do you mean?
You won't go where?
Sleep?
No, I mean it depends. I'll probably take a nap and then I'll probably wake up at maybe like 8 and then just stay up.
Well, you just take a
and then you'll be up all day tomorrow too?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Hey,
Your body probably hates you, Jubb.
Hey, great geniuses don't sleep.
Well, you know what? Actually,
Leonardo da Vinci, he
they
slept
do
like
say
an
that.
hour a
What
night.
millionaires? They say sleep like 4 hours a night.
Yeah, Trump.
Now the only thing I will play devil's advocate. They do studies on people that work straight midnight. Their life
unhealthy.
expectancy.
Oh, it's terrible.
Horrible.
You see those things, the sleep studies. If you don't get at least 7 hours, you're at risk for about every possible ailment there is on
all
Earth.
the above. Yeah.
But some people are exception to the rule, Job, and I think that's you. So
Roll the dice.
you're very healthy.
Roll
You
the
drink your
dice.
Red Bull, you'll be fine. You're a growing boy. It'll be good.
You've already massaged my microphone tonight. I don't know what the hell you just did right there.
No,
too.
it's rolling dice.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool.
Sus.
Come on.
Hey, it's a gambling, and we're
Hey,
gambling
we're a
people.
gambling
So,
show.
yeah.
7-11-2-3.
You don't gamble on sports, you gamble on life.
Hey, you know who live long though.
What Jubb's over under?
Hey, and you're still in the game, so you haven't lost
Hey, yeah.
yet. You're
I'm still doing
undefeated.
good.
So.
Matt, that was great.
My
Not gonna lie.
goodness.
Fade me. Fade me.
No. Oh my God.
Good Lord. Man, if that
Well,
was-
Matt said last episode. He said, "Do you guys think we'll all be alive for episode
I mean, you
100?"
never know. I mean, some of our guys don't
Episode
sleep.
100.
I mean, Chris got that snoring issue. I mean,
Hey, actually, that CPAP works like a charm.
oh, well.
Hey,
Okay. Take a
Why?
look.
You've been spending nights with Chris?
Well, he did it in Ocean City, but he was too drunk to know anything anyway. No, I will say the door wasn't vibrating vibrating this year, so that's a good sign.
My socks were pulling up my leg. No.
Shit, Jump, you didn't even sleep with him. You went outside when you were sleeping.
Oh yeah, you were on the deck with me. Yeah,
I fell off the seat. I
did not hear that. That shows you how much I had to drink.
I forgot that.
So the seat that's on the porch, it's like a
bench seat.
Yeah, like a bench seat.
It's got a cushion on it.
Cushions on it, and the weather in Ocean City isn't terribly hot like it is here for some reason. Probably coastal
sea breeze.
I swear I just heard a penguin.
I heard a seagull.
But anyway, I'm laying out on this bench seat, and it's narrow. It's a narrow, so I can't if I move.
That's just the width of your shoulders, basically.
Yeah, it's like you can lay like Dracula,
like you're in a coffin.
Yes.
Yeah. So I slept for 2 nights and I was good, and then the third night. I slept good, and the third night I was laying with my back facing like the edge, and I just rolled over like I did in bed, and I went boom boom onto it was so loud, and I thought I woke him up, and I look up and he's sound asleep.
And the next morning he said, "You didn't hear me fall." I said, "No, I did not."
It shook the whole.
Didn't you say you were scared you were going to get impaled by a seashell?
Oh yeah,
because my mom has that thing of shells, a big basket of shells.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna get one through the head.
I remember when you told me that morning, I literally fell over because I was laughing so hard.
He might have had sore ribs.
You said you just landed face first.
Oh yeah. I was facing with my face facing out towards Matt sleeping, and I rolled to go on my stomach, and I just body slammed. I woke up after I hit, so I woke up and I was on the ground, but I heard it was so loud. But
that's what you get for
dreaming
sleeping.
of falling by chance.
No, I don't know. I just woke up and I just the sound I think woke me up more than anything because it was so loud.
You're lucky you didn't fucking break something.
Yeah,
in all honesty, Christ, you fall like that, all your weight at once. I mean, I'm not saying you're a big dude, but I'm just saying anybody. Christ, my God.
Yeah, the lesson is don't sleep, right?
Yeah,
that's it, right?
What were we talking about?
You sleep.
Chris snoring.
Yeah, snoring, sleeping,
dying,
you cheating death.
Hey, speaking of that though, rest in peace, Vin Scully.
Yeah,
legend.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Did he snore
That's
something?
a hell of a segue.
Oh, I know. It's like, wait, where's he? Oh, no, okay, because he was talking about.
We were talking about dying. No, we were talking about Jump dying.
Vin Scully was
That
known
was
for
maybe-
sleep apnea.
I was like, what?
Oh,
That
man.
wasn't that bad.
That was a rough segment.
We were talking about you dying.
Yeah, but
Hell of a transition.
anyway.
I was going to have that as my cold mug, but that's a good joke.
What was
Yeah, shout out to Vin, the greatest of all time.
Dodger baseball. I know that.
Very good job. You sounded just like him.
Anything sports wise you want to get into?
There wasn't a whole lot of excitement this week. We're getting obviously ready for football. Crazy stuff going on with live golf, people defecting.
You guys went to the horse race.
Oh, yeah, it was fun. We had a good time up there, West Virginia Derby. Good day up there at Mountaineer Park. So, like I always say, the worst day at the track is better than your best day anywhere else. So
That's what I say about golf.
Yeah, there you go. Cool.
What is because I remember the video that you sent the noise. Isn't that like something? Isn't it kind of cool just to hear them thundering around?
Oh yeah, you get to trot the cloppity clop.
You think that's what warriors back in medieval times?
Can you imagine having thousands of those things on a battlefield at once?
Yeah.
I mean, in the horse race, you're getting between 6 and 12 maybe in an average race.
Hundreds of them.
Like a ton. I mean, just I can't imagine that.
The riders have
had to be incredibly intimidating to hear that coming from over the hills. But no, it was a good day. We took Champ up there, had a nice day out. Champ took a tumble, but he was good.
What'd you say he said when he got up?
He falls down, he gets up, says, "My horse still in the lead?" Yeah, you're good, buddy. I thought he had a stroke, but no, he was good. So
I saw him
might have
walking
choked on his Bud Light bottle.
Yeah, he was walking down the street yesterday.
Yeah,
he was
with
taking
a
a
coat
nice walk.
looking good as ever.
It was 85. He had a coat on.
Matt, I really don't. Just a segue, real quick. I don't think the Yankees actually have a chance anymore.
Oh boy,
I'm so against them now with the Astros playing well.
Yeah,
and I think
Carpenter got hurt too.
Yeah, he's out for the year now.
Starting
he
to
broke
skid.
his foot.
I think
what you said, chink in their armor yesterday.
Yeah.
You said.
Yeah.
I think the way a segue works is you don't say it's a segue.
Yeah.
So what did I do?
You just went into a new topic. You don't go, "Hey, just a segue here. Let's go into something else."
So it hasn't. So
we went.
So if Matt's taking a fall, you go, "I'll talk about that fall. Hey, the Yankees are going down, man."
We went from Vince Scully's sleep apnea to the Yankees struggling in between.
I said I wouldn't do that anymore. I had a really bad one last month.
What?
When I
Pillander?
No, when we went we went a really bad direction.
I can't remember what it was.
I know, but it was really, really bad.
Anyway, God damn it! I keep saying anyway. Fuck.
Well, here you're talking about the LIV stuff. So Tiger turns down. I mean, that's absurd. $700 to $800 million. Now, I looked up his net worth. What do you guys think his net worth is?
I think he's a billionaire. I'm pretty sure.
Well, yeah, but people say you can't trust that net worth because it's usually like 2 or 3 times more of whatever the net worth says. But I'm gonna say,
oh wow, okay.
I'm gonna say his net worth probably says he's worth like $300 million, even though he's obviously a billionaire.
Nah, way
Tiger
more than that.
He's a billionaire.
Yeah, I'm gonna say billionaire.
I'd say
over a bill.
maybe just.
Well, he
just
did have
over
that
$1 billion.
divorce.
1.5 bills at least. Yeah.
He's the closest. They said he's right at $1 billion. So my thought to you guys is, so if he's, I mean, let's be honest, that's not. I guess my question is he truly allowing his heart or his head to get in this decision?
I think I heard somebody talk about this. It's easy for Tiger to turn that down.
Yeah.
I mean, and no one else in golf will ever be like that.
Well, that's the reason why I brought up his net worth.
And I don't blame him. I mean, look, his time's passed. I mean, I get it. They wanted to have him on there for the draw because, I mean, he's obviously still the biggest draw in golf, which is mind-blowing to me. But anyway, I mean, he turning that money down when you have that kind of money, I guess, is a little easier.
A little bit easier, right?
Yeah, but that's still a statement, though.
It's still a statement. I agree with that.
Saying,
And guess who begged to be on it and they wouldn't accept him?
Daily.
John Daly.
Seriously? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Literally begged. I guess he was.
Greg Norman said you got to be better than that. No, I think eventually they might let him on, but I think those guys are busting his balls a little bit.
Well, I think the reason. I'm sorry.
No,
you
go
go
ahead.
Well, they said his whole reason why he wants to do it because they said the planes and stuff like at the trips is like one big ass party.
Oh yeah, beer and
all
just
about that.
wow.
They play music while they're playing and stuff too. Like so, it's a whole different atmosphere.
It is.
Which
Totally
is cool
different.
as hell.
Do you think
I like
Tiger is the best golfer of all time?
Probably in his heyday, probably.
Yeah.
But here's the deal. That's just like we always get in these pissing matches on the different generations
Like
of basketball,
old school,
football.
new school.
I mean, you think about like the people that were like the Jack Nicklaus's of the world. They were using literally sticks for goddamn clubs.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys now have the best of the best and stuff. But I guess back in the day, Jack Nicklaus had the best of the best. But technology now, I mean, you give Jack Nicklaus Tiger's clubs, I'd like to see what he could do in his hand.
Yeah. I mean, that's the only real comparison. I always say I thought Tiger played in a time where golf was at an all-time low, where you had guys like Daly out there, pot-belly guys smoking cigarettes on the course. Now these guys take such good care of their bodies. They're incredible. They smash the ball. I would have loved to have seen Tiger in his prime against all these young guys now. I would love to have seen that. I still think he's probably the best ever, but intimidation-wise, his mental game is stronger than almost any guy I've ever seen.
He's like the Kobe of golf.
Yeah, he psychs dudes out. I think that's where he has a vast advantage over today's golfer. So many guys are mentally weak now in all sports, and I think he would just, when his name started creeping up that leaderboard on Sunday, guys would just fold.
Yeah.
Do you still think he's mentally tough though?
I do. I absolutely do. I think you get his body back. I think it showed. And I'm not. Full transparency. I'm not a Tiger fan. I like him a lot more now than I used to. I thought he was just a little too standoffish back in his prime, and I get it. What he had going on the side and stuff.
I mean, what did he do?
He cheated on his wife.
He was a sex addict.
Yeah, you would have thought he killed everybody in the state. I mean, all he did.
No, I have nothing against him.
All he did was cheat on his wife.
Well, like that's horrible to do, but like the amount of attention it got was like he murdered her or something.
Well, didn't she like freak out, like break his, like didn't she like break the windows of his?
That's a story. You get different stories about how you think it went down on. I think what was that, like Thanksgiving or something?
Yeah,
one of those years.
What's the holiday?
It's like he backed into something and it was like she smashed the windows out. And you don't really know what happened, but anyway, Tiger was chasing the ladies around a little too much and still winning tournaments. So,
but go ahead.
Well, I keep wanting to interrupt you. I'm so sorry,
you're
dude.
Fine.
I love the fact, Amara, that they say he was a what? He was a sexaholic.
Oh,
he was
yeah.
I don't even know what that means. I don't even know what that means.
Wasn't Ben Roethlisberger one of those?
I guess my question is, what dude isn't? I mean, like,
I was just saying, isn't everybody?
I think like anything like.
But they say there's a diagnosis for it. People that are that's all they think.
I feel like that's just a cry for help, like to get treatment from people.
Douchebag diagnosis.
Get people to feel bad for you. Like whenever the guys commit crimes and do something. Some of you guys mentioned this today on a text message about the finding Jesus, finding God, and a lot of people do that, but a lot of people just say they do it.
That was me.
Yeah, and I feel like that's the same thing. It's like, they're trying for sympathy.
I would say, like, as far as that, that addiction goes, I would say maybe it starts to be different when like you're going you're going above and beyond to achieve like an alcoholic. Like if you're going out of your way and like hurting people around you, like hurting yourself. Yeah. I feel like if it gets to that level,
how you hurt yourself?
Well, you probably done with that.
Well, what about you? What's the equivalent of being an alcoholic? Like you're drinking, moonshine at 8 in the morning, but you're lining a lady up at 8 in the morning.
You don't even use milk for cereal. You just put moonshine in it.
Oh gosh!
But
I don't know.
Actually, I don't disagree with you.
You calling Jack on your Cheerios?
If you look at it from a science side of things, if it truly is, it's no different. You're right. I don't know if it's apples to apples, but I think if it's starting to truly hinder your life in general, then obviously I can see where you're coming from. But I just always found that term very funny to me.
Yeah. Back to Tiger, I've been on like a South Park binge. I've been watching a lot of South Park, and one of the things on there, they said that they were all excited for the new PGA Tour to come out, and it was right when Tiger had cheated on his wife, and the whole game was just him. You fight, it's him versus her, and you fight it like a Street Fighter style, and it's just him and her. And then one of the things is you're trying to drive away from her, and she's got a golf club smashing out the back of the window. And
South Park has got to be one of the most creative shows.
It's
ever.
awesome.
Yeah, those guys are geniuses.
I watched a thing where they never missed a deadline for a show except one time. It was because the studio had a power outage, and they've never missed a show.
Wow.
And they only record in a week period, so they get on top of everything that's coming out.
Yeah. Always kept up with the news. Yep.
Yeah, but
They're almost like the news channel.
kind of.
They're better than most news.
Yeah.
We're talking about sports. I want to give a shout out to Dennis Gilbert. I guarantee that if anybody, I got $10 if anybody can tell me who Dennis Gilbert is.
I was just thinking in my head, who the fuck is that?
Can't even say I know that one.
Dennis Gilbert, is he?
I'd be super impressed.
He's a water polo.
Because there's no way that I would even know this.
There's zero chance.
Professional putt putter.
It has to do with Matt's first thing underneath other news and notes with Bobby.
Oh, the agent.
Yes.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah.
Hands down, maybe a legend. A legend. When you come to agents, he literally signed that contract for Bobby, as I used to call him, Bonelia, back in the day, where he was.
Matter of fact, we had Bobby Bow on the set. There he is, right in front of you.
Oh, that's
Number
right.
25, right by James Anderson.
Right there. There you go.
Yeah, Bobby Bow.
But literally, his agent on his way out literally got him a contract. Instead of paying him a lump sum of money at the end of his career, that his agent was able to negotiate, where he gets $1.19 million from 2011 to 2035. He gets a check every year.
That's awesome.
Deferred salaries.
Incredible job.
That's exactly right. I mean, honestly, and at the end of the he was probably one of the first to ever do it. That deferred salary.
He was.
Genius.
Absolutely. I can't even. What was his name again?
Dennis Gilbert.
That was his agent.
Yep.
That is
This
amazing.
is a stupid
it's
question.
Literally I was just saying Bobby Bonilla Day. It's literally it's a holiday.
What is that, July 1st? Is that what it is?
I think it might
Or August 1st. One of the two. I think it's the first
Can you
one.
imagine just getting that check each year?
Unbelievable.
I didn't do anything this year.
His wife's probably pretty happy,
Stupid question, but like I know as far as agents, as far as entertainment goes, like for like actors and stuff like that, they're actively searching for roles for that. As far as sports, what does an agent do?
Pretty much the same thing.
Contracts.
I mean,
just
negotiate contracts for you, contact teams.
Tries to get you the best deal
get
possible.
marketing deals.
Can a guy be in the MLB without an agent?
Yes.
Yeah, you can be your own agent.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what free agent is?
No. Free agent would be your rights aren't controlled by any team.
Yeah, you're not under a contract by any team.
So your agent negotiates you the contract.
So, Jub, you're technically a free agent right now.
Yeah.
I am.
We all are.
Yeah, everybody is.
For what?
Any sport you want. So I could say I'm a MLB
independent
free
contract.
agent.
I'm going to put that in my Twitter bio.
Free agent.
Jump something cool that some of the European basketball players do that play over in like Italy or the Czech or anything like that. They'll go and they'll represent themselves and not get an agent, because when a team over there signs you, the agent gets a cut of your contract. Like,
same thing here.
Yeah, they have to negotiate that. So those guys will go over there and represent themselves, because it makes them more appealing to the teams when they say, hey, you don't have to pay my agent. I'm here. Give me a larger amount of money. You don't have to worry about paying him or her, and I will, so that's how they go and negotiate.
There's some professional athletes that their own agents, like Richard Sherman and Dominic Sudo, all negotiate their own contracts and stuff like that.
I think I would represent myself. I think I'd do pretty well.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you could get Scott Boras to represent you, I think you'd think otherwise.
I was just going to say
he
Scott
gets
Boras.
guys teams to pay
Stupid
just
money.
beyond belief. Actually,
I'd want Dennis
so
Gilbert.
How does he do it?
He's a salesman.
he
Pretty much
basically
he's a
he
salesman.
basically just
Tells them their worth.
strong arms them. He uses leverage, and somehow he closes deals like no other. He basically owns baseball.
What kind of degree do you have to have?
Most of the time, they're law degrees. Most of them, yep. And there are some sports law and some sports management things, but most of the guys are attorneys.
Do you think? Never mind.
We're gonna make a sports fan out of you by the end of these podcasts.
Hell no.
But
Matt,
I tell you
we
what,
could
it would be
probably
a fun
both
job. It would
Yeah.
be a truly fun job
it'd be
because really,
awesome.
at the end of the day, it's no different than what you do every day, Soup. You're out there networking with people, trying to get in front of people.
Be a great
I mean,
Dude, those agents, that would be so fun
Oh,
to
my
get
God.
to represent.
but here's the deal: they're unfortunately the perception of those guys they're very dirty. So,
Yeah.
would you guys have any issues with being in quote unquote a profession where you're quote unquote known as, I don't want to say a scum, but
Well,
they're not known as really good people at the
Right.
end of the day. They're really
Well,
not.
isn't that like the thing where as soon as you become the treasurer, you're automatically corrupt?
Yeah, you're guilty. Or your ambulance
So
chasing
Chris-
lawyer or whatever. Yeah.
My only thing, Jeff, is if I'm getting paid tens of millions
Don't
of dollars,
care.
I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm dirty.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd agree. Well, Matt, you put on our thing probably about a month ago. What college has got a degree?
Oh yeah, I think
now?
it was Was it Temple?
Temple
I think
or
it was
Rutgers,
Temple.
one of the two.
Yeah. They're doing a sports business line. To try to get people into
For
that. That's-
for
for
executive
executives.
positions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For like in the front office of pro sports teams and stuff.
Man, Matt, where was
Just-
that when we were?
Yeah, I know. I actually considered doing the agent thing at one point. When
You'd
I
be
was
good
like
at
in
that,
high
Matt.
school,
Yeah, you would be good
I
at that,
thought
Matt.
about doing that.
So
Definitely.
you just say like you go to a team or whoever is like maybe interested in a guy and you go, hey, this guy, he's the best of the best. You're not going to find anyone better.
Well, you basically got to argue it like a legal argument.
Yeah.
So you have to have things to back up your cases. I mean, sometimes your guys will go to arbitration. You have to argue cases like that. There's a lot of things that go with it. But
Arbitration, what a nightmare
I
that
hate
is.
that.
Have you ever seen what I'm drawing a blank? Tom Cruise movie.
Jerry Maguire.
Have you ever seen that movie?
No.
Because that will help you a little bit. Like
And-
it's not
and
probably
was it
the
a
full
sports
picture.
movie?
Yeah.
Well, it's
It's more about being an agent than it is sports.
Is it a real story?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. That's what it is a true
Cuba
story.
Cuba Gooding. I think it's. I don't know if it's actually based on an exact thing, but it takes a lot out of real world.
Yeah,
so.
it might help your cause. a
Yeah,
little
and then wasn't Jeff? Do you remember that show on? Was it on HBO? Was it called Arliss or something like that? Do you remember that, about the agent?
Oh.
Like I remember I used to watch it, but not all the time. It was before streaming and shows got real big.
You know what?
Does
I
that
think you're
sound
right.
right?
Yeah, I think you're right,
Yeah,
Matt, but I
and that
can't
was a
remember
show
what-
too.
yes,
Yeah,
you're right.
I'd actually like to go back and watch that because I haven't seen it in years since I was in college. I think.
All
But
right,
yeah.
I see something interesting on here. Amazon and DirecTV near deal for TNF.
Yeah, that's a huge
What
thing.
is TNF?
Thursday night football.
Ah.
So for me, this is a huge thing because right now, we can't show Thursday night football in the sports book that I work at.
Why?
It's a streaming only, and they don't have business accounts.
Oh.
So people don't realize the impact that made. People are going to be over there in books all over the country pissed off about this. But thank goodness that they're trying to get to an agreement with DirecTV. And then next year when the ticket goes to probably Amazon or Apple, it's going to be the same thing. So you're only going to get local games if they don't come up with a business plan.
So you can't bet on a Thursday night football?
No, you can bet on them, but you just have to buy the stream in your house and watch it. And that also affects the live betting a lot. You're
Yeah.
going to have a major hold up in the live betting. So and it's tough for my industry. It's
So-
something they're definitely keeping an eye
This
on.
is a good thing for you.
Well, yeah, if they reach the agreement, so we can show it in our book.
So if DirecTV wait, who's
Yeah, no. So they're gonna give basically what DirecTV is gonna buy the rights off Amazon to put it on their platform just for businesses. So if you have DirecTV in your house, you will still have to buy the Amazon streaming package. But if you're in a business, a bar, and you pay the licensing for DirecTV, then you can have the game on. So for instance, Job, your UFC when they got that deal with ESPN Plus, I dealt with this for about 2 years. ESPN Plus didn't have business accounts, so the prelims and anything that was on ESPN Plus, I couldn't show it. I begged. I even asked my boss, and she was like, "We can't take the risk." I was going to use my own account, but we couldn't do it because obviously you can get shut down for that. So, but anyway, they did reach an agreement last year, and I'm able to do that now. But yeah, it was something that people don't really think about in the world of streaming.
So if
now.
I'm just at my house on a random Thursday night,
you got to have Amazon Prime.
I have to have Amazon Prime
Yeah.
to watch.
Do you guys think that speaking of this kind of away from sports, do you think that in the future, platforms like Xfinity, DirecTV will just get bought out by streaming platforms?
Or they'll just have to go their own route. Like
they'll just have
DirecTV's
their
got their own stream, and then Xfinity's got a version of it. But basically, you're still
Yeah.
it's
You know
your
what's
cable
funny
on a stream.
About that, we just got our house. I'm not getting cable. I'm straight streaming.
Yeah, most
right
kids
now.
your age now will never
I don't
buy
need
cable.
cable. Everything I need is on there.
I
mean,
I couldn't live without it, but
the price for like Xfinity
outrageous.
is
It's so expensive.
So dumb. It's fucking
not
dumb. What we pay
ridiculous.
for DirecTV is absolutely
horrible.
ridiculous.
What
It's
I
absolutely
think
horrible.
is bullshit is
and
that
Comcast people are no better.
what I think is really bullshit about those Xfinity packages and stuff like that. You can't pick what you want
I
to
know,
watch,
I know.
and you have thousands of channels that you would
You'll never watch.
you'd never watch them.
Yeah.
Like there's channels like for example Spanish television. Why would I ever need?
And there's
that? I mean,
also
it's just-
and not being negative or anything, but there's all these LGBTQ channels that are coming on now, and obviously that's kind of a fine-tuned market.
Yeah.
It's not going to be everybody's not going to watch those.
Yeah,
so
and
I don't want to pay for those. I
You're
mean,
not chilling Friday night.
no. And then like I saw that one. I'm sure you probably saw this, but like when you go into the 500s on DirecTV and the movie channels, and it'll have like male entertainment and all this stuff,
no,
and I'm
there's all
like,
the porn
It's like I
channels.
don't understand why. Like you should be able to if you
You
don't
should
want
be able
those
to pick.
channels, it should drop your price down.
no, and I
That's
think
where
they'll
they
never
kinda
do
have
that
you. That's
because
what they have you.
the channels won't ever negotiate with the providers to let them do that.
Yeah,
they
yeah,
want that
exactly.
money. They want to take my money, just in your money and everybody's money.
How many channels do you think you watch? Because you watch a lot of cable. How many channels do you think you watch?
I think I could get by. I could pick 50 and I would be good.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't even need that many.
No,
I
I
don't think I
probably
would
I
either.
probably could live with 20 that I absolutely couldn't live without. But
It's
I expand a little bit.
I'm glad we're talking about this. She actually called the other day because our bill just kept on going up and up and up, and we
Jeff,
weren't
do
even
you-
making
do
any
you
adjustments.
Do you have not to get personal?
No, you're
about
fine.
do you have Comcast internet, or what internet do you have, or
We
do you have the
have-
DirecTV internet?
No, we do not. We have DirecTV. Yeah, and I guess we do have the internet through DirecTV.
Okay, the
So-
Direct Way or whatever it's
No,
called.
you know-
or do you have Comcast?
you probably have Comcast.
Because that's what I have.
We
I
have
have
Comcast.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yes, but I think
So you're in a similar situation as me. I have the DirecTV, but I have my cell phone on there. Do you have that? The AT&T?
We do. Yes.
Okay, so mine's like that too. Then
So I
yeah.
mean, it's a little bit, but I just think at the end of the day. But here's my problem with this. So the other day, anytime you call and you bitch, they start
Sure.
working with you.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why you have to get to that point where you
Right.
call and bitch. Why can't they just?
I'm gonna
set
give you a
the price-
showtime
Yeah.
for 3 months,
Yeah.
Mr. Doyle. Yeah.
And you know-
Okay, great.
Well, you know the reason why? Because they've hoped to God you forget that you got the free,
Absolutely.
and then they're going to charge
They're
you
gonna-
on day
$7
$90.
and-
It's like when places offer you a free trial. They hope that you don't cancel
They
that
love
free
it,
trial.
and they always make it hard for you to do it.
Yeah.
Have you ever? You know what? I saw this app, and I wanted to ask you, younger guys. Have you seen that app that will track every subscription you have, and they'll cancel it immediately? That's the greatest idea
yeah,
ever.
it's
Does
a
it
great
work?
idea.
True Bill.
True Bill.
I got to get on that. I got to get on.
You know
that.
what else that's like, Jeff? What you were explaining, Sirius XM.
Same thing. We
It's
did
unbelievable.
the
so
same
say
thing.
it's $50 a month. If you call them like, "Hey, I'm ready to cancel," they'll give you an option for $35, and then they'll give you an option for $15, then an option for $10. I was trying to cancel it. They got me all the way down to like $2.99 a month, and I was like, you know what? I'll take it.
And then wait till the spike
So
goes
true,
back
though.
up when you forget about it.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, it's no different than, and I hate to say this, like if you think about even like the medical industry and the insurance game, like they're going to send Judd Delbrook 2 bills for his tooth extraction. Well, guess what? They don't care. Hopefully, Judd Delbrook pays both bills because most people are
Right.
so busy in their day to day. You know how much that shit, like how much probably extra
Double
money.
billing? Yeah.
Oh my God, it's crazy.
Well, it's like in school, and I would buy Chegg, and I would forget I'd forget to cancel it, and I would like through the summer I'd get $15. I'm like, what is that from? And then forgot it. I'm not cheating on my silence anymore.
Jeff, you guys won't remember this, but your mom would remember it, and Jeff, you will remember the old like the CD clubs, and you would
no
you
doubt.
subscribe to those, and they give you like 6 free ones, and then all of a sudden you start getting bills for everything every month.
It was on the back of the Parade magazine.
Yes. Yeah, and you'd be like, "Oh, I'm like, Dad, I'm signing up for this," and he's like, "You're gonna forget about it, and you're gonna owe money."
No
and it's
doubt
like,
about
sure
it.
enough.
Do you think the 3 top things that are going to go out the window, which I hate to say this, but do you think that, number 1, cable will go out the window?
On its way.
You're saying 100% gone?
Like I'm saying,
I don't know if it'll ever be 100% gone.
I don't think so.
You don't think
Be
within
a-
the next
be a long while.
within the next 15 years we won't be seeing cable?
Those 8 to 20-year-old or 8 to 25, somewhere in there, do they watch cable? I still watch cable like
Yeah.
when I have the option, but
less and less.
I will
agree, it's less
rarely
and less.
find myself sitting down and watching TV.
As more people die, it'll start to.
Because I think that
I
younger
agree. That's a good
generation-
point. Because the older generation,
Yeah,
that's what
like my
that's a good
dad, he
point.
wouldn't be caught dead doing a streaming service only. He's got to have cable.
Shit, all my dad does now is watch Netflix. That's all he watches.
Right, but,
Yeah,
but he's got to have the cable for out here.
True.
But he also watches the news
Well,
and watches
Games and
watches
stuff.
games.
We
and-
half these TVs are Roku's, and we stream through Xfinity.
Well, we got a few of them for the
Yeah, a few cable ones.
feed. He's got to keep
Yeah,
those.
but,
His biggest
and-
concern is the internet. If something goes out one day, what are we going to do then?
So then the second thing is, which I hate to say this, but do you think, because we just started in it, but do you think radio will be eventually kind of pushed out by
Like as actual tune-in station radio?
like I'm saying, like well, I take that back. Music radio.
No.
Because you got to think
Well,
things like
it's
Spotify,
reduced quite a bit since
Pandora.
I was
since
gonna
we've
ask
been
you.
kids.
I was gonna ask you. Do you guys listen to Sirius XM?
I do.
Do you listen to that? Soup? Do you?
If I'm not listening to
I'm
a
not paying
podcast,
for it right
I'm
now,
listening
but it
to
is
that.
man, that's the best way to listen to radio.
That's
is.
yeah. See, I don't.
Especially when you're traveling like you. If you're not listening to probably a podcast or a show, you probably
There's
listen
some
to that.
local. There's some local stuff that's national, like Elvis Duran in the morning, 95.7. I
Yeah.
like that. I like Bobby Bones on 98.7. I listen to those guys in the morning.
Yeah. See, see, that's like I feel like that's why radio probably won't go away is because people like
Talk
if you're a
radio.
radio guy, like you're gonna listen to the like people like certain
Did
things.
you
Like,
guys
you're not
all-
gonna switch
When
Yeah.
your parents took you to school, did you always have the radio?
It was always
on?
the radio, yeah.
Yep.
And you
Always
got
the
used to
radio.
the same morning
Yes.
routine?
Yep.
Yeah, so, I mean, I don't know. If that
I don't
continues,
ever-
then maybe, but
But like for me, like I never listen to the radio. I'm always just on my Spotify on my phone. So I mean, like for
depends on where I'm going
A lot
and
of serious
Love
radio.
it. Love the radio.
Yeah.
So what's your third thing? I'm sorry.
No, you go. Go.
No.
Go
But
ahead.
for it to go away, you need something to replace it with. So I don't know what's pushing it.
just podcasts and
Well, no, I'm saying
accessible streaming.
Spotify, like I feel like cars eventually will just be you sit down in your car, it immediately connects with your phone, and then
Right.
it's playing what you
I
want
mean,
to
it
play.
already kind of.
Kind
That's
of
what
like
I-
that
that's what
already.
I do.
Yeah.
So, I
And
mean,
I feel like radio.
Well,
I
people
mean,
listen to us when they're driving around now instead of
Exactly
listening
so.
to the radio. So
Yeah.
please keep
Yeah,
doing
maybe.
that.
Yeah,
we
listen
want them to.
yeah, listen to us
But
instead.
except at 2 o'clock on Mondays, you switch over to 1600 a.m. and what are the other call letters? I'm going to get better at this. Yeah.
WBLY, which is
Yeah. Well, the Watchdog.
The
Tune into your local
Jump up your
Watchdog.
third one.
but even the Watchdog,
You can stream
it
it.
online.
But
I
you
mean,
can still get it locally too.
Still get it locally.
And you know what else will keep that going? I think too. In local markets is the high school sports
Yeah.
and the local college sports, and then if you're in a big enough city, you got the pro teams.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they'll pay money for that. They want to be able to reach as many people as possible. And some old lady that's sitting there that's a Pirates fan can tune in on her FM or AM radio in her living room.
I'll
and listen.
say my favorite radio station is when I was up at West Liberty. I could only
WGLZ.
get it. No,
WPHP.
No, my favorite network, and I could only get it at West Liberty for some reason. I can't get it when I'm driving around here, and I was too lazy to hook my Bluetooth up. 88.1, the Pittsburgh Jazz channel was my favorite channel to
Really?
listen to.
And it came out of Pittsburgh, like real good.
Yeah, real clear in West Liberty for whatever reason. But yeah, they would.
Did you listen to that at night?
night and morning when I was
Because
coming home
you're a
from-
radio guy. When is it the FM or the AM that travels more at night?
I would
it's
say
a better reception.
I would say at least
The
for
AM?
me well no
Or is it the FM?
FM.
Yeah. Because, hey, Jeff, you may remember this too. And again, you guys, I sound old. I remember as a kid, we didn't have all this stuff. You could listen to games or watch games all the time. I remember going to bed with a radio, and I would listen to hockey games from French Canada and in French. And I didn't even obviously know, but I could hear them say the players, and I obviously knew they scored and stuff. But you could get those radio stations at night. It was I turned
true. That's
baseball in the summer, and then I remember listening to hockey all the time as
dude,
I fell asleep.
I still love the radio, but I'm telling you, like you said, every morning on the way to school, Kiss
Yeah,
FM
right.
95.7.
Yep.
We'd have it on there. We would look forward to those
Sure.
prank calls they would do and the
But
different segments.
even for me, when the Pirates were good, my
yes.
dad and I used to listen on the radio. Like if we were doing something, just put the Pirates on the
Laney
radio.
Fritteri back in the day.
But how about back in the day? I know my brother-in-law, and probably maybe your dad, even your dad may have did it. They used to turn off they'd mute the TV.
Oh, yeah, match it up.
And match it up.
Oh,
They'd
yeah.
listen to whoever the local guys. Who
Yeah.
was the big guy for West Virginia football back in the day? That did all the play-by-play. I mean, everybody.
The guy before Caridi.
Yeah, but I mean, everybody was on that guy's jock. I mean,
yeah, shoot,
That's
I should know
another
his
thing.
name.
We'll look it up. We'll
okay,
get it in
that's
the
fine,
break.
yeah.
But Matt, the difference with AM radio, the amplitude or overall strength, the signal was varied. So when depending on place and plays, and then FM, the frequency of the carrier signal is normally just steady.
This brings back a lot of memories for me. So when we'd be traveling, like when my dad would take me to West Liberty games when I was a kid, and we'd be traveling on a Saturday, and we're coming back. I mean, I didn't have this thing to rely on to be able to get scores, to listen to anything. I'm scouring the AM and FM dials in the car as he's driving back and just trying to find any game that I could
I'm
find.
telling you, that's what we
and I loved it.
We would go to Pittsburgh on Sundays for baseball when I was younger, and trying to find what station the Steelers were on, like on the way home.
And then you hear the announcer, and you're like, "Oh, well, turn it up," and here we go. And then you're locked in. Like, I don't know. There's something about that you kind of miss.
I agree, 100%. And that's what we knew.
Well, yeah, and I still remember like all the radio station, like what was on which, and like what one the Pirates were on. Like I'll always remember the numbers. Like 95.7 was
times.
pop.
Life was a lot simpler then.
It was a lot.
God, but every now and then, like when we would work on like job I say job sites as if we're some big production thing, but when I would go with my dad and we would paint, eventually you hear the same song and the same ad every hour, and it was just like eventually I just said, Dad, we got to turn this off.
nauseating.
We gotta turn this
Nauseating.
off. Like I heard the same for like what's your favorite guy that does the ads for the
Extreme in Washington County. We carry Honda, Yamaha.
Wait, Jared, you got to sponsor the show.
No, I know this.
This is the best.
Extreme of Washington County. We carry Honda, Yamaha, Kawasaki, Suzuki, Polaris, and Can-Am.
And you hear it every ad break.
That's like #1 Snyder. Remember those commercials?
Yeah,
sure. Yeah, that and A&B Kia. A&B Kia is like every
Calcutta.
other. It's incredible.
And then, so my third thing was the mail service.
Ooh.
Wait, Jeff mentioned that a few weeks ago.
Well, if it don't go to the private sector, it may be an issue here soon. But
Do you think that
How would you get mail then?
Amazon?
Amazon's going to be delivering by drone like they do in the city
Oh my
now.
God.
Like I think
There'll be people shooting that shit down there and taking it. It'll be a federal crime then.
Oh yeah.
Please.
that's a good question too. I'm going to say no to that as well.
Yeah.
I think
Like USPS.
I'm saying like eventually those like Amazon will eat those up.
And then you just send a letter through.
Send a letter through Amazon ground shipping or whatever. Like
I guess it's not absurd to think about.
Instead of like the blue thing where you put the letter in down in the plaza, it'll just be an Amazon.
There's an Amazon box. What about UPS, FedEx, and those? They'll be always around.
I think
they do enough freight shipping though.
Yeah.
They'll keep them in.
You know what's just crazy though is like some of the phones that we used to have in our homes that like you could actually dial out. Know what I mean? Like how many people have those left?
Do you guys still have the house phone?
No.
No.
Right? Yeah.
I still punch that in as our Kroger.
Yeah.
Wait, so tell us, so people are going to be able to call their house?
That won't be their house. They don't have it anymore.
You're gonna have to they're gonna bleep that out. Somebody's
Why?
gonna steal a
Oh,
Kroger
sorry.
card. Come on.
No,
Oh,
they
yeah.
can't steal it. They would just punch it
go
in and they
boop,
would
boop,
give
boop.
us points.
Make me Charlie
guess, yeah.
Brown.
But my thing is
gas.
Yeah, they'll play her. You'll get more points.
Oh yeah, I guess that's a good thing.
You guys will get free gas now.
My mom's giving me the Knicks. Anyway,
Yeah.
no, we'll get more points.
Oh no, they'll steal the points.
Free gas for then they'll cash the coupons in. Yeah, darn.
Bleep
It was
it
actually
out.
281-4981 or steal those people's points. Anyway, God, I said it again. What was I going to say? Oh, the last thing I was going to bring up before we go to our second break here. I
The
can't
postal
remember.
service is what your main.
Oh. Do you think automatic driving in cars will be the next thing?
Do you see them test that stuff already? See, they killed the lady got killed, and that's going to be a while.
Like I've seen cars that can park themselves now.
I like that.
Here's the deal: Back to the Future had those damn hoverboards, and all of a sudden we started having hoverboards. I mean, who knows?
Would you go on a trip like say you'd sleep in the back seat?
How
and
cool
this
would it be though?
Soup would be
It'd
going
be
to Columbus.
Super cool. Well, you think about like 5 of us getting together, you would never need a designated.
I'd be like, I'd never sleep. I couldn't sleep in that car.
No,
You know how much stuff I could get done if I could just sleep if I don't sleep in that car?
Hey, is Sammy a good driver?
Yes, great driver.
Did you ever have a girlfriend or any of you guys have girlfriends that were bad drivers and you were afraid to sleep while they were driving?
my mom still doesn't sleep in the car.
I'll be honest with you,
Well, I don't blame her driving around with you
But
guys.
here's the point. Here's my thing. what am I gonna do if I'm in a car with somebody driving? What am I gonna do if they like? What am I gonna do?
I mean, if you can be a second set of eyes is always helpful.
Okay.
I mean,
True.
Yeah, like when Jarrett was falling asleep. We were,
back when
yeah,
Kings
that was
Island.
bad.
Oh, another thing, and then we'll go to a quick break. As far as landline phones, I guarantee you, people 10 years ago said these will never go away, and
We still have one.
You do?
Yeah, my parents have one. I don't have one in my house.
But I guarantee you, if you surveyed 10
it's
households,
down, big
100
time.
households,
100%.
way down. I remember we had
Comcast always tries to stick it in there, and you're playing.
Oh,
though.
yeah.
They say we'll give you the free phone. Nobody ever hooks it up.
we had the one in our garage. It was the big cord, the long
yeah.
cord,
Oh.
and I remember anywhere you were, if you were
could hear it.
down in Mazer or you were down Willow Springs, and that thing rang, you could hear it.
I remember that was a really
was
loud
loud.
phone. It echoed.
I kind of remember
It echoed
this
in the
now.
garage.
Yeah,
Okay.
it would.
Yeah.
Speaking of landline, real quick before another thing that like is like kind of gone away. Remember when you would sit by the phone, the landline, when it snowed for school, and you'd wait for and the ticker. You had to sit in front of the TV and wait
Snowbird,
for the
yeah.
ticker. Yeah.
Ohio County Schools is in a 2-hour delay.
And then you'd just be so excited.
Yeah, I'd be like, it was like the greatest
Great
thing
times.
ever.
You call that number 100 times too. When they had that
When you
calling,
could- yeah,
and you
you
get the
could check.
busy signal, it's like, oh no.
Now remote learning is going to kill that
Yep.
Yeah.
because there'll be no more
Darn.
snow days.
Oh, yeah.
No more
Hey,
horrible.
kids.
There's
Glad
not
I-
better than a
Oh well,
Yeah.
kids now got it better than us anyway. They deserve to have something go
Ah,
against them.
yeah, exactly. Right, damn it.
Sorry, kids.
I loved remote learning, but that's just
I mean, I would definitely.
that's
take
a whole different conversation.
Yeah.
But maybe we'll get into that next week. But we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to get into our most notorious segments this week
With
in
a new-
history.
Ooh,
And
with a new add-on
New add-on too.
oh yeah, we do. Wait, do we have a new add-on?
Yep.
after you brought it up last
Oh
week.
yeah, okay.
We're going to educate the masses.
Okay, we got a new add-on. So we got this week in history, blank blank and blank blank, and then the third segment. So we'll be right back.
Let's go.
Welcome back. We got some stuff to cover before we leave you today. We got a couple segments here we want to go through as usual, per usual, and then one more little news segment we might do a little trying out. But first of all, let's go with this week in history. Anybody want to start us off?
I don't know. We always looked at Cooley.
Yeah, Cooley. Cooley, you got a couple on here.
Yeah, is there more than one?
These are these are a little dark, so just buckle in.
Well, the first one I see is August 10th, 1943. Hitler watches the lynching of Allied pilots.
Yeah.
That was the only one. Yeah, you're
Not
right.
Prisoners of war were
Not
prisoners
a,
of war for long.
Not a good day.
I'm tired of being a bearer of bad news with this guy.
Well, he's basically
Does he ever do anything good?
If the shoe fits in
He died. He died that one time. Remember? We celebrated that.
That one time at
One
band
time
camp,
he
he
died.
died.
he died that one time. Well, that's probably the only good thing that Hitler, when he didn't
Yes,
really, well,
I think so.
The only
Yeah.
good thing he did was die.
Kill
Yeah,
himself.
Legit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
legit.
I agree with that one.
in his bunker.
Matt,
Yeah.
I think unfortunately, just the two old fucks are going to know this. August 8th, 1988, and NWA releases Straight
Yes.
Outta Compton.
Yes.
That was first and foremost such a big deal. That rap group and Two Live Crew were about same time,
Yeah.
same time frame. And being a kid, listening to that type of music, I mean, it was just such a big deal because it was so much cussing and vulgarity.
And where we grew up here, and like you get that, and I remember getting those tapes and listening to my friends, and it's like, geez, if my mom hears this, she's gonna be pissed.
No doubt
And it's
about
like, and honestly, I think those guys are all like Ice Cube and Dr. Dre and Eazy-E. I mean, I enjoyed their stuff, and I do. I like that old kind of rap.
Have you seen,
I
the
did
best?
like it.
I mean,
Yes,
that's the best.
Those guys were very talented.
They were very
They still
talented.
are actually, because Eazy-E's dead, but the other two guys still are out there.
he
but-
caught a case of monkeypox.
Yeah, rip.
yeah, ahead of his
Easy.
time.
What was? Have you? I'm assuming you've seen the movie.
Yes,
Yeah.
the movie's really good.
Yeah, I
Funny,
liked
the only time I ever watched that movie, and I've watched it twice, is in hotel rooms. That always seems to be on in a hotel room. Every
It
time
is.
I
It's a
see
good
Good flick.
And it actually became very controversial, not only just because of the cussing and the vulgarity. That album also had, what was it, Fuck the Police?
Yeah.
Which became a true uproar. And it was actually kind of a rising there for a minute. I
Definitely.
mean, with everything going
Especially
on.
out there in those times too, with the as riots and all that stuff
That was
happened
during the
later.
Rodney King
yeah, I
and all
mean
that
it
stuff,
happened
yeah.
shortly after that.
You're
So
right.
yeah, there was definitely a big rift there, and I mean, I don't know. I'm glad I wasn't living out there at
Right,
the time.
yeah.
Scary stuff. But yeah, those guys. Kudos to them. Legendary album.
Literally legendary.
Let's see what else we got here. Cortez captures Aztec city of
Tenochtitlan.
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 I don't think it's pronounced Tenochtitlan.
Yeah, I think it's pronounced
Isn't it Tenochtitlan?
No, I think it's Tenochtitlan. That's how I learned it.
Let's see.
Well, I don't know. We'll see how they say it now.
I think it's Tenochtitlan.
I'd have a stroke reading that. I have no idea what to say.
Tenochtitlan?
It's above my pay.
I learned it.
I feel like I learned it Tenochtitlan, but I don't remember.
Jeez.
Kind of. I don't know.
I didn't speak Mayan or what is it? Aztec? Yeah, Aztec. Yeah,
All
sorry.
right. Let's see. All right, here we go.
Tenochtitlan.
Oh, Tenochtitlan.
Oh, I guess we were both wrong.
Both wrong. Okay.
That's a good thing.
Tenochtitlan.
Anyway, Cortez captures the Aztec city of Tenochtitlan. Not a great thing.
And then decimated the Aztecs
Yeah.
shortly after.
What was it? The three Aztecs, Mayas, Incas?
Yeah. Here's something that I was
Where
watching.
did you learn that?
Good work, Jared.
Those
With
are
the
the
Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria the same day.
Yeah. And what else did I learn? Oh, Vina Vita Vici.
Vini Vini Vici.
I came, I saw, I conquered.
There you go.
The Aztecs and stuff like that. The stuff that they were able to accomplish as far as like structurally.
Guess what?
Yeah.
Guess what?
You think
Up above.
Extraterrestrials.
I was watching a documentary about the pyramids.
I gotta bring that up.
Yeah, same
Pyramids. Like, you
thing.
think they were actually built by?
No.
I'm sure they
They
had some help.
absolutely had help from above. No possible
If we
way
ever
they
have a
didn't.
conspiracy show, I'd love to hear you talk.
I want to
just
talk
think-
about it.
okay.
We'll get Giorgio Tsoukalos on here.
It's kind of it's a double-edged sword for me because I believe that on one case I could be made a case that they had help from something because if you look at this stuff that they helped build that thing.
Isn't it like so precise that
Well,
it's
Yes.
unbelievable?
It's built on exact north, south,
Yeah.
east, west compass point.
And Matt's eyes are just lighting up
Yeah.
talking about this.
And the
Precise.
blocks weighed more than your house.
Yeah, it's insane.
I think each block that is made to build it was over 40 tons, which is it's just like 100 and some.
And how many
sedans.
blocks are on
but
there?
it's like this. What can happen when you have thousands of people working together?
Well,
though, right?
and that's the thing. It's
Could be.
there on one side of the sword. I believe that I could believe that somebody up there, that some spaceship came down and they helped these people. On another edge of the sword, I kind of feel like it's a little naive for us to believe that these people couldn't accomplish something like that back in the day. Because I guarantee you, people in the future from now are going to say, "How did these people build?"
they even
such
have
a
like
march?"
rope back then.
Hemp.
I'm assuming they had
hemp,
rope.
yeah.
They probably made it out of like horse tails or something.
But-
I don't know.
Dude, that stuff is actually insane. Like
Yeah.
the if you look at like how it's built and just the whole structure of it, to think humans were able to do that with no equipment,
It's unbelievable.
I don't.
Yeah.
I'm more enamored. I think your guys' history knowledge is it's absurd,
incredible.
man. Good
It's
for
really
you guys.
impressive.
Honestly, you guys are truly impressive.
Those
man.
two things I've learned from this show are Jeff is a realist and Matt is a historian.
You know what? I'll take that as a compliment. Thank you, Tom.
Yeah, me too. I'll take
mean
it.
it as a
I'll take
compliment.
it.
And Chris is a massive Brittany Griner fan.
All right, so each block of more than 2,300,000 limestone granite blocks were pushed, pulled, and dragged into place of the Great Pyramids of Giza.
2 million?
2,300,000.
absurd.
It's incredible.
I was wrong on the tonnage, but I will go back on what I said because in the center chamber of these pyramids there are blocks that weigh 40 tons.
Right.
These blocks still are heavy, 2.3 metric tons, so 2.5
Can you
tons.
imagine carrying it all the way up there and thinking, "Fuck, this doesn't fit."
How many guys had to get crushed?
Oh, they have. I'd like to know that. How many guys
Just
lost
got
their lives?
splattered underneath.
Well, we got to restart.
Hey, what are your guys' thoughts on Stonehenge?
Oh, that shit's crazy too.
And that's way before.
Or are there statues on Easter Island? That
Yeah,
are like
Easter
as
Island.
tall as
You know,
the
they
trees.
say
faces.
those Easter Island heads, they have bodies.
And they
They're
can't-
underground, right?
Yeah.
And there's people that say that stone doesn't even come on that island. It came from somewhere else. Like, I don't know. We could talk
Crazy.
about this for hours.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
absolutely
new show.
What's another
fascinating stuff. to
Seven.
me.
There's 7 new wonders, right? And 7 old.
I believe.
Wonders?
I don't know what the new wonders are.
The old, wait, what are the old pyramids?
The pyramids are one.
Stonehenge.
Yeah. Gardens of.
The Sphinx.
Yeah. Well, he
Damn,
might.
Jared, you go on
Yeah,
your
you're
fucking
doing
bad
pretty
side.
good. I'd have to think about these. They weren't
The
fresh in my
Empire State.
mind.
Is
Whoa.
Empire State
I
Building
don't think
one?
that was one, but I could be wrong.
Hey, Matt, you'll
Good work,
you'll
Jared.
like
Yeah,
it.
that's a good
Damn,
start.
Yeah, that's pretty
Let me
impressive.
look it up.
So the speed of light is 299,792,458. I think it's meters per second. I think.
my
Yeah, I believe that
So
could be right.
299,792 458.
Right.
The coordinates of the Great Pyramids of Giza are 29.9792458. 299,792,458.
You're almost. How can you not believe that they didn't
Impossible.
get help?
At least they got the map or how to do it because they had to have been assisted. They had to.
It really was just all luck.
That'd
be the greatest bet ever. Jeez.
I mean, whoever did that should put in a parlay.
Fascinating discussion for maybe a new show coming to.
What year was it finished? Do we know that?
I don't think there's ever a determined year.
Year one.
Year one.
0. Hey, real quick.
Seven Wonders. Go ahead.
The Seven
rattle 'em
Wonders.
off.
The Great Pyramids of Giza.
Right.
The Hanging Gardens of Babylon.
Those are unbelievable.
Temple of Artemis. The statue of Zeus at Olympia.
That's not there anymore, I don't think.
Decayed. I don't know if it is. Probably nothing.
Too much toothpaste.
The Greeks brushed too many teeth.
Yeah.
I had someone come up to me talking to me about that. Jeb really doesn't brush his teeth. I was like,
jeez.
See, now that's what people are going to
There you
take
go.
from that.
That's
boy.
not
Yeah.
fair.
Go,
That's
Jared.
not
I already
fair.
tweeted it out that you don't.
These two other or three other ones I really don't know. The Mausoleum of Mausolus, I think Mausolus, Colossus of Rhodes, and Lighthouse of Alexandria.
That's in Egypt. Yeah.
The Colossus of Rhodes is what I was thinking of. That's no longer there.
No.
Colossus of Rhodes. What?
Colossus of Rhodes was on an island that led into a bay, I believe, in somewhere in Greece. No.
What's the Colosseum you always see that's like half broken?
That's Rome.
That's right.
the
Roman
leaning,
Colosseum.
and then you got the Leaning Tower of Pisa.
Cool's, or was it Soup that asked when it was finished? It was roughly from 2550 to 2490 BC.
Jeez. Wow.
Long time ago.
A whole lot of work.
Just feels like yesterday.
Well, actually, if you think about how long this place has been here, it wasn't that long ago.
No, it was. It was a blip
that's a
in
good
time. But anyway, that's well,
Who
we
else
got
got history stuff?
Yeah, I got one. I got
Okay.
one. This, I guess, kind of with building again. I think this is absolutely wild. This whole thing. August 13th, 1961, construction of the Berlin Wall begins. That whole thing
unbelievable.
is
Wow.
amazing.
I would agree
that
with that.
whole debacle.
Yeah, it really so many layers to that thing. I mean, just separating people, family members from one another. Just, I mean, what a time. Not a good time.
Not a good
to
time
be
at all.
living
Bad time.
humanity's crazy.
under a communist
is crazy.
regime, and then a few feet over, there's people living kind of like we live now. And then aftermath too. Not to go too much into it, but if you ever watch some of the stuff on how they adapted East Germany back into society of West Germany. Fascinating. Like
Really?
all this stuff was taken over by the government when the wall fell down, and people like their jobs, all their stuff went away because the government collapsed. They had nothing, so they actually put people in place to bring these businesses back and try to breathe society back into these people that lived under a totally, basically different country. They spoke the same language. That was about it. But unbelievable undertaking that was going on, and the guy that actually, I think his name was Rovida, who was managing this, and anyway, he got assassinated. I mean, there's a lot of stuff there, so it's fascinating stuff. But yeah, good point, Joe.
Germany's been through it. They have been through
a few
it.
times.
Yeah,
What do we got? Bugs creeping in?
Yeah, we got spiders giving Jeff a hug.
Anybody else got anything historical?
I like President Eisenhower 34 at age 34.
That's his number of president. I always put that in there, not his age. Yeah.
Oh my
yeah, like
gosh.
up in Richard Nixon.
Wait, you can't be president until you're 35 anyway.
Yeah, there you go.
No, he
See?
couldn't have been.
Yeah. No, I put because sometimes people ask you what number they are.
I was referred to Whitey Bulger earlier in this, but honestly, he was found guilty of 31 counts of racketeering. But I thought the crazy part about that, and I didn't know this, I knew that he was on the run for 16 years,
right?
Which I think is kind of crazy that they can't find somebody in America. But this is the part that I thought was really crazy. He was the second most wanted dude behind
Bin Laden.
John Dillinger.
Bin
Bin
Laden.
Laden.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah, Dillinger was before that, but yeah.
Isn't that crazy, though?
know.
Yeah.
Nuts.
And UBL's on here, too, because we got him August 11th, 1988. And it's weird because we talked about al-Zawahiri got killed last week. Mm-hmm. So Osama bin Laden and Ayman al-Zawahiri met in Peshawar, Pakistan, to form Al-Qaeda.
Wow.
Jesus.
Man.
Not a
And
good
now they're
In
both
1988, and they're
Fuck
both
'em.
dead.
They're
So,
both dead. Good.
good riddance.
bunch of
Hey,
knuckleheads.
Soup, and back to you were going to say about Eisenhower raising the
August
minimum
12th
wage, right?
Yeah, August 12th, 1955, Eisenhower raises minimum wage from 75 cents to $1.
Did Jeb just call them knuckleheads?
Bunch of knuckleheads, man.
Yeah.
Like they're like little troublemakers.
They were.
Like, in class.
Can you guys imagine the minimum wage got raised to 75 from 75 cents to $1?
Well, here, let me
now he bitches off 15.
I can't wait to hear what you got to say.
Let me ask you this: do you think that the minimum wage is something that someone should be able to live on?
That is a big fuck no, because that's not what it was originally intended for.
It was made intended for the college kids, right?
It was intended for college kids or somebody maybe bridging to the next career, or maybe they fell on downtime or whatever the case might be. 100% correct. And I'm glad you mentioned that, because that's what they're intending it for now.
Yeah, it was more designed probably as a part-time type wage than a full-time living salary, and it destroys small business.
Yeah, instead of the minimum wage to survive, now it's the minimum wage to live.
Yeah,
you know what I love about people, though, and it just shows you how dumb our society, and you even talked about humanity just a couple seconds ago. From a standpoint, everybody's like, yeah, we got to raise it. Well, guess what's going to directly affect us, fucktards? That means everything else is going to go up. Yeah.
And instead of having two employees at $7.50 an hour, you get one at $15.
Your Subway that you just bought literally just got jacked up because we're paying these people.
Speaking of which, you guys eat a lot of fast food. I went and got a Wendy's salad the other day, and I looked at what chicken nuggets, 4-piece, $3.99.
No.
What? A nugget.
Look it up.
Is it really?
Look it up.
Check the facts.
Is it really?
Look it up in Martin's Fair.
Dude, that's
insane. Martin's Ferry.
That's insane.
No, I couldn't. It used to be 99 cents.
Yeah.
Chicken prices.
Hey, for 5 of them, dude. There was 5 of them
I think
at that
it was
time.
6. I think it was 6.
Unless the person put their sign up wrong, it was. And I looked at 4-piece nuggets.
I'll look it up in a second, Matt. But how about this? You can get 12 shrimp right now for $1 at Applebee's.
Oh, I thought you said Golden Corral.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Jesus.
And Subway prices way up. Did you notice that, Subway?
I had Subway the Sunday after I came to the club.
Footlong used to be $5. It's like $14.
Is that what
You
it
know
is?
that one?
It's outrageous.
You guys remember that guy that sued because it was his footlong didn't come out to exactly $5?
Yes, I remember that. Yeah, no, the length.
Yeah.
Oh,
it wasn't a foot long. Someone sued McDonald's for like the quarter pound or not weighing
being a quarter pound. But they say it's before they fried it.
One of those two won, I'm pretty sure. Somebody won.
The Subway guy.
I think it was the Subway guy.
Isn't there I don't remember what this is, but I remember seeing a video of a guy that went into like a McDonald's, and when they gave him his food, it didn't look like the picture, and then he asked, like he said, "Can you make it look like this?" And they like took it back and made it look like like a Big
Is it made of wax?
Yeah,
I can't.
But they don't cook it. They don't cook. They when things are made like that.
Yeah, they're painted.
They're
like fake.
it's like
I
actually met a girl that did that as a living.
Really?
Food artist.
A food stylist, food artist.
Yeah, and you know how good they look on the pictures.
100%.
Like the mustard and stuff. It's like paint.
Like dripping
it's like not or clay melted some kind of clay.
I don't know what that was. I can't remember what.
When they do pizza commercials, when they pull a slice of pizza away from like the whole pie, they actually mix the cheese with Elmer's glue.
Right.
I did hear
that you get that stretch factor, which is just beyond belief.
Are you serious?
Honestly, and they actually do something. If you Google that, like, there's even certain things they do to the burgers too, like to make them look like plump and juicy and all that type of stuff.
Yeah, like they'll like spray paint the edges of the burger with like an airbrush to make it look charred. It's
Matt, I can't find these prices
You almost
anywhere.
literally can't believe anything.
They probably too embarrassed to put it out there.
Well, what happened
Maybe
to
the
the
sign
days
was
of
wrong.
false
Let's hope.
advertising?
Should we call Wendy's?
Yeah, go out of your sign and look.
Here's what's kind of terrifying. You guys know that some lady bought a McDonald's cheeseburger and a McDonald's medium fry, small fry, back in like 1989, like close to when McDonald's first came out. And she put them in a shoebox, and she put them in her closet, and she took them out, and now, and the fries and the burger still look the exact same as when she bought them.
That's awesome.
They didn't get mold.
I gotta
or
say, that's
anything.
kind of impressive.
Isn't it?
awesome.
But isn't it?
Makes you
isn't
think.
it kind of
That's
creepy
bad
though?
news is what that is.
Yeah.
So what's
Bad
that doing in my
Yeah.
stomach?
Same thing Coca-Cola
It's keeping it the same.
Yeah, exactly.
But the
want to kill you.
point is, what are they putting in it to keep it like that?
Hey, Jub.
Why aren't they putting that in human beings so we don't look like shit?
We don't age.
Who gives a shit? It tastes good.
That's what I was gonna say.
Dude, the other day I was rushing around. I was so hungry. It was like 11:15. Needed something quick. Went right to McDonald's for 2 McChickens. Unbelievable.
All right.
So
well,
good.
all right. So anybody else on history?
No, sir.
No.
Kind of went on a bunch of different ways.
We
there.
did, didn't we?
All
I
right.
like
So
that.
speaking of history, we'll go into our newest segment here. Matt, you added this to the
I just
list.
put it on there because last week you brought up that really cool thing. Because I don't remember. Oh, I had Shakespeare performed Macbeth maybe for the
it was Macbeth, yeah.
king.
And Shakespeare, Shakespeare invented 1,100 words of the English language,
and actually thousands of phrases too. I kind of read more about it.
Yeah, like elbow.
Elbow, yeah, as a verb though.
Yeah.
I elbowed Jub in the forehead.
So, the new segment, Matt.
Yeah, Shakespeare phrase of the week. So I started to look through these, and I knew that he invented a lot of stuff, but I had no idea how many of them we actually still use today. So this week's Shakespeare phrase of the week is wild goose chase, and that first originated in the play Romeo and Juliet, and that was scene 2, Act 4.
Yeah, have you guys, you a Romeo and Juliet fan?
Not really.
I mean,
You ever see the one with DiCaprio?
Yeah, Claire Danes, DiCaprio.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen.
Did we
it
watch
all
that in
the way
school,
through, no.
Jub?
Yeah.
Modernized version.
It just doesn't do much for me.
No, I'm not sitting here trying to say I like Shakespeare. Reading the stuff, it was tough because you just. But you catch things like this, like wild goose chase, and think about how many people use that.
I
today.
use it a lot. I use it a lot.
It's so many phrases. So anyway, we'll bring you a new phrase each
new
week.
phrase
Something you probably had no idea you're speaking Shakespearean in your regular day life.
Yeah.
Now
But here in the parts of the Ohio Valley where we can barely talk,
we're all scholars.
all
now.
Shakespearean.
I'll think of some. I'll try to think of some for next week. But how many times are these little sayings like this? People use them and have no idea what they even
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of them, I didn't know where they originated.
Yeah, I'm not even saying where they originated
but like
from.
what they
their content.
Yeah,
is. They have no idea.
Yep.
I'm trying. There's one that everybody uses that I never, but I'll think about them for next week.
Yeah. And a lot of times you hear people try to use the phrase and they'll say it wrong. I've noticed that a few times anyway. Like they get the wrong.
Here, real
wrong
quick,
word.
we'll say a couple of these. So here are 3 most commonly misused phrases as.
Could I guess one? I couldn't care less.
Couldn't care less.
That's a great one. That's
right.
Yep.
Yeah, there's one right there.
Wow, what do you mean?
Don't ask me. Ask someone smarter.
You could care
I
less.
couldn't care less.
Yeah.
Like
People
no,
will
the
say,
phrase,
"I
the
could care
phrase
less."
is I couldn't care
Right.
less.
Yeah.
And people
But they-
say, I could care less.
I could care
And they're
less.
like, okay, then care less more.
Yeah,
But it's actually, I
Okay.
couldn't
I
care.
couldn't.
Like, I couldn't give a fuck more than I'm giving right now. Like, it's
Like Florida just covered. Oh, I could care
right.
less. Well,
but you could care less. Yeah.
So people say to be Pacific instead of to be specific.
They say that?
People say an scapegoat instead of a
Yeah.
scapegoat.
Yeah, I've heard that one.
Yeah,
I've definitely messed that up
And a
before.
scapegoat. So
I always thought that's what it was. I'm one of those people.
Me too,
Do you know
Coles,
what you know what a scapegoat is?
Like the person that was like made out to be.
Like a he's the
Person
fall
getting
guy.
the blame, the fall guy.
Yeah,
I knew that. I just
Dude,
thought
I looked him right in the eyes when he was answering that, and you should have seen these.
the gears were
They
turning.
started jumping.
Bulls, you got it.
Yeah,
You got
he's a
it.
smart dude, Jub.
Here's one. Oh no, never mind. This is right. I was reading them backwards. Nipped in the butt instead of nipped in the bud.
Those are good ones there.
Wait, what's the correct?
I never
what's
even fucking
correct?
heard
Bud.
Nipped in the
Bud.
bud.
I
don't think I've ever even heard that.
Like flower bud.
Yeah,
like,
all right, so say you don't want somebody making fun of you, so you're going to nip it in the bud. You've never
before
heard that?
never
the
heard
flower
that before.
blossoms, you're going to
I
nip
never
it in
heard
the
that
bud.
ever.
Yeah, wow. All right, cold slaw instead of coleslaw.
Yuck.
The dog-eat-dog world instead of dog-eat-dog world.
Doggy. Snoop Doggy Dog.
Let's see. Let's do 2 more.
I used to always mess up beeline. I thought it was called a V-line because like it was like straight and short.
you made a
I used to
beeline?
call it a V-line.
Yeah, why would they call it a beeline? You running a
Yeah.
yeah. Tongue and cheek instead of tongue in cheek. Let's see. Man, there's a lot of dumb
These
ones
people
in
need to
here.
get back
Jub,
to
how about how
English
many
class.
people?
Biting my time instead of biding my time.
Biting.
Biting.
And
No
one
bite
more.
my time. Yummy.
Jub, how about how many people have been calling you Judd? J-U-D.
Judd.
Oh, I got that yesterday.
Yeah,
I've heard-
Kayleen.
I got that. I get that. I get.
God love Kayleen.
I
She
get-
called you Judd. It's
I
okay.
Get, I get Judd. I get Jug. I get.
Head Jug.
Yeah,
I get-
Jug.
That's what we
I get
said after. No, it's Jug.
I get Chub. I get a lot of stuff.
Chub.
Every time I say my name, I always have to spell it.
You can just go back to. How about the Byzantine Emperor?
Matt, you might like a lot of people listening probably just for the first time learned Jub's real name.
Yeah, write some fan mail to. Who is?
People are going to be like probably ecstatic because I know a lot of people really.
I might cut that.
I mean, there's a lot of There's a lot of people that really think his real name is Jubb.
I remember one time Soup told me when you guys were playing Legion, you wanted to go get your actual name changed.
When I turned 18, I was going to go down to the court and get my name changed. But Nick,
Jubb, bleep out the name so people are like, what is it?
Because they found out your phone number and your name.
Oh man,
Nick, dickhead, told a girl that she asked what my real name was, and I wouldn't tell her. I was like, you just have to figure it out. Dickhead Nick told her my name was Jubilee. And she comes up to me, she goes, man, I really like your first name. And I was like, oh, okay, really? What did he tell you? And she goes, I think Jubilee's a great name. I was like, my name's not Jubilee.
Well played, Nick. That was good.
Honestly, that was good.
So last one here, which I think is funny. People call it the Heimlich remover instead of the Heimlich maneuver.
Oh my.
Anyway,
boy.
God damn it! I'm gonna put an anyway counter up on here. I keep saying it.
I think some people out there, if you said any phrases like that or more than one of them, you might want to enroll in the online classes at West Virginia Northern for English right now. Take another shot in English.
Right.
All right. So our new segment, or not new segment, but our segment to be renamed blank blank and blank blank. We haven't named it yet, but hot pit cold mug. Anybody got anything they want to talk about? I got a cold mug.
I got a hot pit.
I got a hot pit, but go ahead.
Cool, lead us off.
I got a cool mug.
Mine's pretty simple, and it comes from the radio show when Jarrett introduced himself as Jarrett Delbrug and not Jarrett Delbrug, and I think it's bullshit because my whole life I've been calling these Delbrugs Delbrug.
Jarrett Delbrug.
People say
we need a
people say it
clarification.
both ways, but
There's
gotta be a right.
How do you say it?
Like I heard Jeff earlier say Delbrug, and I'm like,
no,
he's on my side.
No, it's
No,
Delbrug.
Delbrug.
It's not. It's not. That's not your name. I'm going to tell you it's not your name. It's Delbrug.
Delbrug.
That's not right.
The old German way would be Delbrug.
Yeah, it's
Brug.
Or Delbrug.
I've been calling you guys Delbrugs.
It's that G is
And
actually.
I mean, it's not like I don't
care.
It's like
but-
it's not that I wouldn't say it's the wrong. Like you're not really saying it wrong.
Hold on, so I'm confused now. Well, how do you pronounce it?
Delbrug.
Delbrug.
Shut the fuck up.
That's what I'm saying. I'm
Dude, no line.
Shut
I
the
put it
fuck
on my Snap story, and Jarrett said, "Yeah, my name's Jarrett Delbrug." And then so many people stood up saying, "Since when the fuck is that his name?" I'm like, I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, people.
I'm not gonna lie. Holy fuck balls! What is going on here?
What do you say? Delbrug.
What no, Delbrug. Yeah. Actually, there's more of a K.
Yeah.
I kind of like that.
You know how many people would call your dad at school? Like kids would say, Mr. Delbrook.
Yeah,
like Brook.
Our name gets butchered a lot, but I don't. Delbrug and Delbrug. I don't really. It doesn't really.
I actually like the Del. It's sound not because this is gonna sound like I don't think you guys are classy. So that is not what the fuck I mean. But as in Delbrug just sounds very fucking like I should.
It sounds like old
actually
out as I'm drinking.
The actual German pronunciation, which I actually just did an ancestry DNA test, but the actual pronunciation is Delbruch. With the and actually, it means I believe it's a rough translation of the bridge in Delbrug.
Oh,
nice.
Okay.
Or in German. Sorry.
German, yeah.
That's super cool.
Yeah,
though.
cool.
Yeah. No, that was always Mom. It'd always be Grandma Delbrug.
Yeah.
We'd go to
Well, that was
Grandma
my
Delbrug's house.
Yeah.
I'm glad we cleared that up. It was really getting under.
Was that a hot pit or a cold mug?
That was my hot pit. I was upset about
The
that.
hot pit that I've been saying my name wrong.
Yeah, I think you're saying it wrong. But
All right, Jeff.
I'm gonna start calling you the bridge.
I get on my I guess my soapboxes for lack of better terms on these hot pits, but so a couple weeks ago on Vogue magazine and then last week on Time magazine. So right now, and it's so horrible. Whatever's going on over in Russia and Ukraine right now, I mean, obviously, I feel like it's just like fade to black now. Like you don't even hear anything out of it. They're still actively in the middle of a war, and it was such a big deal. And it is so sad that people are dying. So I'm not making like that, but the president of Ukraine has time in the middle of a fucking war to sit down for a Vogue interview, and he's on the cover of Vogue magazine with his fucking presidential wife. I think how insensitive that is to your people right now that are out there fucking trying to save your country, and you got time for a fucking photo shoot at Vogue magazine. Blew me the fuck away. Unbelievable. And then on return from a Time side of things, I think it's completely classless of fucking Time magazine from a standpoint. We have somebody now, granted, there's some people that think that Brittany Griner didn't do anything wrong, and I respect that, but at the end of the day, She broke fucking Russia's law.
Right.
So at the end of the day, for Time magazine to put her on the front of their magazine, I don't know. I just think a classless act.
And you know, at one point Hitler was on the front.
Yeah, right. You are right. No, you are right about that.
Leave my boy out of this.
But you are right. So I guess they have done that type of stuff. I think, if I'm not mistaken,
Right.
Saddam Hussein was.
Do you remember? I thought really tasteless job by them. It might not have been Time. I could be way wrong. Remember when they put the Boston bombing kid on the front of one of those?
I think it was Time.
Yeah, that was bad.
So Time does that. Time's always been, I guess, a little bit of a rogue magazine. So I guess I don't want to bust, but I think Vogue and the president of Ukraine, when a time like that, insane. What are you laughing at me? I love the shit. That's great.
I'm not gonna disagree with you.
Oh no, I think you should. That's awesome.
No.
If you do.
Okay.
Fuck yeah, that's great.
The only reason number one, I love President Zelensky. I think he is awesome. I think
Didn't he join the war?
I think he's great because he was an actor. He was a comedian.
Comedian, yes.
He was a comedian turned actor, and then he became he actually played in a show. He actually played the president of Ukraine, and then he won a popular contest.
You know, Ronald Reagan was an actor too.
Yeah, and I will agree with you that the Vogue thing is not a good look. But the only reason I could say I haven't watched it or listened to the interview, but the only reason I might say that that's a good thing for him is that if he's talking about his home life and about his wife and about how things are or whatever, not great. But if he's talking about the war and what people can do
was
to
he
help,
like advocating for help?
Yeah,
in this interview?
it depends on the
Seemed like a puff
the
piece.
subject.
Yeah.
If it's a puff piece, then I totally agree with you.
Did you see the one where he had Jessica Chastain, the actress, was over in his office just hanging out too, posing for pictures? I don't know what her involvement is, but I couldn't really figure that out. I mean, it seems like he's kind of got his hands full. He should be worried about some other stuff. Meanwhile, his people
that's a very
dying.
valid point, Jumper. And the other thing I could see is if he's maybe trying to bring some light to his country right now when they're in such a dire need. I just think, in my opinion, just a tasteless time to be doing that.
Agreed, but then again,
I respect what you're saying.
If he is promoting help for his people during the war, and maybe he saw
all the guy has to do is ask the United States. We just keep on sending billions of fucking dollars.
And if he's using it as a vehicle to get to get awareness out there, then I'll give him that. But
he is a cool cat. His whole storyline and stuff like that. But here's the deal: I think he's corrupt as fuck.
Beyond corrupt. Yeah. Sorry, Joe. I think he's a great actor. But I think he plays the role very well. But that country is way more corrupt if you actually read into it. Russia's not totally the only culprit in this.
Well, I'm not going to disagree because I don't know.
But Zelensky's a cool cat. You're right, Jeff.
Corruption, but I do know that since the war started, I do know I watched a lot of stuff, and he has been basically on the front lines with these troops for the duration of the war. Obviously not now because he's in Vogue, but I got to give him that. So
no, 100%. I agree with that.
Yeah. Anyway, good
Thank you,
point.
sir.
That's how a debate should go.
That's the cool part about that. We need more of that.
That's how everyone in the country should argue in a debate.
Absolutely.
And then at the end of the day, we love each other.
That's hands down. Much love.
Make love, not war.
All right. Anybody else? What do you got?
I got a hot pit.
Go ahead. Boy.
I'm gonna hot pit myself. I'm not.
I can get behind that.
Yeah.
Deadlines.
No, I'm gonna hot pit myself. I have not read a book since vacation, and I really need to start reading more because I'm on my phone for like 2 hours before I go to bed at night.
Well, I mean, you were on vacation like a month ago, weren't you?
Yeah, but I haven't read since then.
I haven't read a book for 15 years.
Yeah.
Good for you though, Soup. Honestly, you a huge reader?
No, but I need to be. Like I used.
So do I. It's 100%.
So I'm hot pitting myself. I need to read.
For you, dude.
I think literature and reading books is especially. I'm very creative. I love creative stuff, so I do enjoy reading. I should definitely do it more, like you said. But it's funny you bring that up. Pauline, who is our neighbor, she's 97 years old. God bless her. She's sharp as a tack. And I think
Melman's legend.
I genuinely believe this. She reads a new book, maybe 2 books a week. She reads a ton, and I think maybe I'm wrong.
Hold on. Take think out of it.
Oh, she does.
Well, no. What you're about to say is 100% true.
Yes.
Take think out of it.
So
it keeps your mind sharp.
And I'm telling you, I think. Sorry, I keep saying that, and I do believe that being able to keep stimulating your brain and bringing new stuff in your brain through literature, not watching something, I think it genuinely has added to way she is able to still comprehend things at 97 years old.
Now,
I
thought about this for myself. Do you think that? Do you think video games does the same thing?
We're about to find out here in about 20 or 30 years.
I don't think so because with a video game, it's presented to you. You're interacting, but you don't have to actively use your brain.
I use my brain.
I don't disagree, but with a book, you have to take in the information, your brain processes it, and you build a world in your imagination.
Different
you're
part of
using
your
brain.
Whereas yours is more reactive.
Yeah,
impulses.
you're reactive.
I bet a mixture of both could be very advantageous.
I always thought video games was in moderation as a young kid. I thought it was good for hand-eye coordination, mind coordination.
Time.
I always thought that.
It'll be interesting to see in 50 years from now how our generation will be older.
Yeah, because we don't have an idea if these have side effects to us yet. We literally don't have a clue.
I think that, unfortunately, I'll be cynical. I think it's going to be the opposite because I think these things have stimulated our minds so much that I think we're probably overstimulated. And it's going to cause us some kind of brain dysfunction.
There's no doubt.
We're just going to be zombies.
Well, the brightness of a screen alone on your eyeballs.
Attention spans go way down, too.
That's true.
Like TikTok.
See that every day.
Being able to scroll through 8-second videos all day, like your attention span just you don't watch minute-long videos because like, oh, that's too fucking long. Like,
that's
get to the point.
When we first, when we were discussing this thing, one of the first things that we talked about was we have to catch people's attention within 15 seconds, and I think it's gone down from then. Within 10 seconds, you have to be able to catch somebody's attention. They don't care.
That's really funny that you say that because I make the videos for Instagram, those reels. The one that I thought was absolutely hilarious, but it was a minute long, got less likes than one that I just put out.
You gotta catch them quick, man.
That was like 25 seconds. I mean, it was funny, but I didn't think it was funny. The other one got like double the likes. So I mean, weird. I guess people are just.
You do a good job with those two, Jared.
Yeah,
thank you.
I'm worried about in 200 years what people are going to be like. We might just be like.
That won't be your problem.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
I have a memory of a goldfish when I walked to the other side of the room and forget what we were doing.
We're not on a good path. Let's just leave it.
I could bring up a good point with that, but I'll keep it to myself. Anybody else?
I actually do have two things, but they'll be quick. Go ahead, Jared. You do yours.
Yeah, I was going to do a quick hot pit. Then that one that I because it happened to me again today, and I brought this up at River City about people that in Wheeling we have a beautiful trail for people to walk on and ride their bikes on, and continuously I drive down the road and there are people that still continue to walk on the side of the road when the trail is maybe 15 feet to the I don't understand it. You're risking tooth to pip.
Maybe they want to die.
I don't. That's a good point.
Maybe a death wish.
That's a good point. I don't understand it.
Since we bantered back and forth, I'm gonna play devil's advocate with you.
Okay.
I don't disagree because that drives me up a wall also. But unfortunately, there's been a lot of crime on.
Oh.
So
now that is a good
So the
point.
fact, if you have no disrespect, but if you have a female that's walking by herself, there's a lot of places people can jump out and stuff like that.
Get the mace ready.
River Road, where the trail. I'm on River Road. No.
So that's not a good example on my part.
Well, yeah. So now I would agree with you if you're in the middle of Warwood where there's the road and then
gets dark down
half
there
a mile to the path.
And I'll be honest,
like River Road where you're.
It was right next. I tell you, I rolled down my window because I was so mad. I rolled down my window and screamed, "There's a." There's a trail for a reason, dickhead.
No, God.
Jared's becoming a cat.
I do agree.
Yeah,
I do agree because I walk the trail. I love walking the trail, but like back where you're away from the road,
that definitely.
There's bushes on each side of you. Anybody could run out there and hit you over the back of the head with a hammer.
It is a little. I mean, it is kind of like not creep, but
it gets dark. Like at this hour, it starts to get dark down there.
The trees are like wrapped around you. It's kind of
But I remember my mom giving Grandma Delbrug a thing that you could pull the thing out of, and it would have that real loud alert. And
like an alarm.
Yeah, and then I think it was like Aunt Kim when they got like mace. So they had they were going to give her stuff because she walked down there a lot.
Oh yeah.
And like they said, like ladies down there alone at night.
Grandma who?
Grandma Delbrug.
Yep.
All right, Matt.
All right, Matt.
Yeah,
what
go
you
ahead,
got?
Matt.
All right, here, real quick. Well, I'm going to start with my quick hot pit. I'm not going to elaborate too much on it, but then I'm going to end with a funny story. So, anyway, Jeff and I were talking about the Trump Mar-a-Lago. They raided his house or whatever, and I just think that when you bring political opponents and you do things just because they're your opponent and there's really no validity to it. I just feel like that's a bad thing in our country, and it wouldn't matter what side they're on, but just making enemies with someone just because you disagree with their politics and not having any basis to it is a big issue. None of us would want our homes invaded because someone didn't like us, and it tied into one of this week's in history. August 8th, 1979, Saddam Hussein executes 22 political rivals. That's the kind of thing you're bordering on when you do things like that, where people in power, if you disagree, like you guys just had a good debate, and we do that a lot. You can't just, if you're in power, you can't just execute your rivals. Like that's just anyway. I'm not going to talk much more about it, but it just goes hand in hand. We don't ever want to be like that in this country, and I don't think there's any room for it. If Trump did something wrong, okay, prove it and get a legit warrant and go do whatever you got to do. But just going after the dude because you don't like him, because like you were mentioning, the guy that signed the warrant was a backer of Obama. Like, come on, that can't just be, I took all of the politics out of this, I'm just doing my job thing. How many guys say that? They're all lying.
I'll tell you what, that's a great example, though. You talk about how much that was able to bridge to them.
Yeah, no, and when I put that on there, I was like, that just reminds me of when the Trump thing broke this week. But good.
I listened to I was watching a trial online, and a judge had a good quote. She was like, just because you believe something and just because you think something, that doesn't mean you're right and doesn't mean it's the truth.
Absolutely.
So, in any circumstance, you always just gotta like. Just because I believe something, that doesn't mean you're wrong.
Right.
But it doesn't mean we should fucking hate each other.
Exactly.
Right. So dumb.
And you know what?
Dumb.
And people, Soup, I'm glad you said that, because I hear these people on news channels saying, you're just going to get the facts when you watch my show, blah, 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 blah. But it's the facts according to what you think the facts are. And until you can get people that will actually legitimately give you both sides of it, it's just hard to get good news around here.
Jeff, that's real quick. That's an unbelievable point about not hating each other, because I do not care what you believe in or what you think, but if you can sit here and have a discussion with anyone in this entire country, anyone in this world, just you don't have to hate them because they think that.
No.
And it kind of goes back to, there's helicopters.
We might be getting raided.
Talking about brain stimulation, good debate is good for the brain.
Yeah, and troops are coming. This is just a real quick point here.
Paratroopers, here they come.
We're getting raided.
Here. I think, and the same thing goes with like disagreeing for circumstances that maybe, even if you don't control them, like, for instance, I went to Park, you went to Central. There are a lot of people that just hate the other person just because of what they do.
Unbelievable.
You and I are best friends. I have a bunch of friends from from other schools, from other places. Just because you go somewhere, just because you say something, doesn't mean
something. I thought that was so cool about West Liberty, where we went. There's people on two completely sides of the political spectrum. Two people from all over the world we got to meet. We disagree on so much stuff, but you meet right back in the middle that you're just a good human being.
Yeah.
It's literally the difference between being a good or bad person.
Yeah.
Can you just be good and not hate people? Who cares what they think?
Yeah.
It's simple.
Unfortunately, Sue, that is so true. It's simple, but unfortunately, we got a bunch, once again, fucktards in this world that doesn't get that point, though. It's so crazy.
Yeah, but peace and love here from the
Peace and love here. I'm going to end it with this cool mug. I don't know if you guys ever heard this story before. August 4th, 1983, Dave Winfield killed a seagull in between innings in Toronto. So he was warming up in between going into the bottom of the fifth inning. The Yankees were playing the Blue Jays, and he was throwing the ball in the outfield, keeping loose, warming up for the inning. Throws the ball back in towards the dugout as the inning's getting ready to begin. He hits a seagull, kills it. After the game, he's arrested for it.
Oh my God! Really?
Yeah. So in Toronto at the time, they said that Winfield was arrested after causing the unnecessary suffering of an animal. He was taken to the police station and released on $500 bail. The Blue Jays general manager at the time, Pat Gillick, actually paid the bail. And Billy Martin had a funny thing. He said it's the first time that Winfield's hit the cutoff man all year. Yeah. So anyway, the charges were eventually dropped after the autopsy performed on the seagull found that the seagull was in bad health and then would probably have died within the next few weeks anyway. So anyway, Dave Winfield was acquitted of all charges, but I always laugh about that whenever it comes up. I wanted to mention it last week, but I didn't get to it.
Dave Winfield, what a specimen.
Yeah, he was. He was a big man.
He was big.
So they said he hit it from about 80 feet away.
Oh my God.
They said the gull normally, his radar sensor, he would have been good enough. He could have gone away from it, but he was sick. I don't know what he had. Maybe he had monkeypox. I don't know. Yeah.
All right. Well, I had a
great.
cold mug, but I think we're running a little late here,
getting
so
dark.
we're running out of daylight, and I'll bring it up next week. But that's it from us here in the Pine Room. Look forward to us every Monday at 2:00. WKKX, the Watchdog, at WVLY. You can find us on the radio. Always look forward to us on the radio from now on. I know we were talking about how it's going to go away, but from right now, it's staying, and we're going to hope it's staying.
And if you don't catch it live, you can watch it. You go to their website, the Watchdog. What is it?
You can go to watchdognetwork.com, or you can listen to it live on WKKX or WVLY. That's WKKX 91.9 FM or AM 1600, WVLY FM 97.7 and AM 1370. You can find all your stuff, not all our stuff, but you can find everything you want to know about regional sports, whether it's high school, college, or even some pro talk. But that's going on Monday, every Monday at 2:00. It's going to be a fun start to a long venture, and hopefully we stick around for a while and we don't get kicked out of there anytime soon. We're having a fun time with that. We hopefully the high school show that happened yesterday went really well. But if not, we're still going to be doing this.
Yeah.
And we will see you at Generations, which is next
Wednesday.
17th. The 17th, you can see us there. We're going to be doing some more high school stuff, and we're going to have a bunch of coaches and players there to ask a bunch of questions. It's going to be laid back. You get to learn some information about some guys, about some players, about some coaches. It'll be fun. Visit our store at thepineroomshop.com.
Get the twin deal.
You can get, for right now, you might get a double shipment, so test your luck if I haven't fixed it by then, or by now. But, other than that, we have, what else do I have to say? Oh, let me think. Oh, follow us on social media at the Pine Room Podcast, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Better's Last Stand is coming out. It'll be out yesterday when you see this. We had a great interview with Lauren the Better. You might see that either yesterday or tomorrow, depending on when that comes out. But, that was great. Thank you to her for coming on and talking to the guys. It was really nice. And hopefully we get to run into her down the line.
Chubb, I was thinking about this for YouTube. How about we say, can we get 10 likes on this video? If you're watching, like the video.
And?
I don't know. It's a like goal. 10 likes.
Chubb, I got a message for everyone, too.
Okay. I just heard a wolf.
So did I. I got a message. Ziggy.
Okay, that was great. But yeah, we other than that, don't have a whole lot. I say don't have a whole lot going on. We got to actually pack up this, and we're loading it into the truck as soon as we get done here. I'm not loading it in, but getting it ready to go. But as far as that goes, there's not a whole lot more to report. Keep updated with us on social media. We might have another show coming out down the line. Check the shop every now and then for new clothes, for new apparel.
If you know anybody that's been abducted by aliens, send them our way.
Yes.
We'll take care of them.
So look forward to that. We might have some other side things going on to prepare for and do some stuff with. Actually, we have a video shoot this upcoming Sunday.
Calendar shoot.
A video shoot for the intro to the Pine Room. So look forward to that to come out soon.
Nick
we'll talk about it
Nardoni is going to be our model.
Centerfold.
And then, hey, you know what we should do? We should do a calendar. That'd be cool.
That's what he just said.
Don't worry.
That's all right.
I did that twice. I did that to you. God.
Onward and upward, Job.
That goddamn Red Bull.
It's all
You need
love
some sleep.
All right.
Good night.
Anyway, we'll catch you here next time.